empty, leaving our vision so clear. Dark Lord, Jack Daddy, knowledge to bring. Bobby A1 needs mountain dream, Lord. Scuba camera haunting our show. Together we reveal the feel we bestow. Jump scares the monsters looking in the dark. Gore and more team ready to embark. Thrills and chills, we embrace them all.
What's going on, Gorehounds, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore More Podcast. I am your not so mean, fluff mess scream, Big Johnny D bringing this shit show in. However, I do not bring this shit show in alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved or homies. Starting it off with that Chad Daddy, all the way down from the Chattahoochee, or we like to call him that Dark Lord of Knowledge, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
And we have the Dean of the Deceased, the Duke of the Dead, the host with the ghost, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, Gene? How you doing, sir?
Hey, Gene.
And
Hi,
we
Gene.
have that killing machine, that meat mountain, that long dong silver, Mr. Bobby Amone.
I am AI generated. Hi, I am Bobby for the night.
Sasquatch.
Ooh,
Hi, Gene.
I dig it.
I wanted John to finish talking before I said hi, Gene. So.
Oh, you're good, dude. All right. So today is July 7th, 2025, and we are talking a Scuba Steve pick today.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be As Above, So Below from 2014.
Gets a zero because of the boo. No I'm kidding.
I didn't do that. Chad did. He's got a mixer now, too.
Yes, he does. Personally, very excited to talk about it. It was the first time watch for me. So, yeah, and I can't wait to hear what these boys have to say about this, as well as our beloved Mr. Brody Kane. So, as much as I want to talk about it, we got to do what's proper, and we got to talk about our little slice of life. So, Mr. Scuba Steve, if you could please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Slice of Life.
I can taste it.
I'm here all week.
That would give it to Chad Daddy. How was your weekend, brother? How was your 4th?
Well, this whole past week has been pretty eventful. So last Monday, we originally were supposed to go to Steph's friend Sarah's before doing the show. Her friend Sarah said, everybody's sick, the stomach bug, so just stay home. So Tuesday, me and Steph come home from the gym. Her friend Sarah texts her calls her and says, hey, I have the dogs down here at the vet and I have all my kids. Can you come help me watch them? So Steph's like, yeah, okay, sure. So she takes Harper and Cameron with her. Well, she gets there. Sarah is pale as a ghost and immediately goes to the bathroom and is puking her guts out.
Oh.
What an intro.
This is leading up. So Wednesday, we're all feeling fine. We went to, on Mr. Gene Smith's recommendation, actually, we went to the Pittsburgh Aviary and the Phipps Conservatory. Spent the day there. Sorry, I kind of got quiet there for a second. No, we went there, checked out I've never been to the aviary, so that was really fun. So we did that Wednesday. Then Thursday morning, 2:00 in the morning, Harper comes in to wake us up and tell us that, oh, you're welcome, Gene, that she threw up in her bed.
Ooh.
Like, okay, let's go clean it up. I was expecting a little thing. No, it covered at least half the bed.
Oh.
And it was like barely digested Nutella. It was just brown.
Oh, no.
So we stripped that down. So she was throwing up literally all day Thursday, the poor thing.
Ooh.
So took care of her. Then Friday she was feeling better. Did some of the mowing, got the mowing halfway done. I looked at Steph and said, let's go to the gym so we can get that in before we go up to Brockway, which is like an hour away, to go to the 4th of July parade and watch fireworks. I am 30 minutes into my workout and I am just feeling like absolute crap. So we cut our workout short, come home. I said, let me go get a shower. I've already been all sweaty mowing the yard, sweating at the gym. I don't want to be sweat on top of sweat on top of sweat. So I get a shower. I get out of the shower feeling worse than ever. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I said, hey, do you guys mind if I stay home? She's like, no. So they leave, and about 4 o'clock, I'm just puking my guts out. So that was my 4th, was me just throwing up Actually, I only threw up twice. The rest of it was coming out the other end. So I was feeling.
Niagara Falls.
Hey, what's up there, Chris? So I was feeling like crap on Friday. I did finally start feeling better on Saturday. Still not feeling 100%,
Damn.
which sucks. I've lost like 5 pounds. Being sick.
Oh shit.
Just over a couple days.
That's one way to do it.
And it's not fair because I spent all this time at the gym, haven't really lost anything, but I haven't gained weight, so there's that. But yeah, and so I lost weight being sick. Saturday,
Excuse me.
what did we do Saturday? I don't remember. But Sunday, we decided to do a thing, and we went out and bought Harper a swimming pool for her birthday. And it's not like some tiny little kiddie pool. No, it is a 16-foot wide, 40-inch deep swimming pool.
Nice.
So we're gonna set that up.
Chad's gonna be skinny dipping.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, and we got a
Let's
ring.
go with that.
We got a Ring doorbell camera on the back door too, so you guys get to see that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Patreon,
yeah,
baby.
Hey, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baby.
So
You
yeah,
played the Lion King soundtrack
we
in the
tried to
back.
do some Thunderdome over the weekend, but Bobby decided to CGI a tree and
We'll
say
get to that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he CGI'd some shit.
I
So we
love
didn't
how
really
I
get to
get- I
do-
get all
we
this
didn't get-
credit for being that smart. Thank you.
I
We
told
didn't-
you.
we didn't get to do Phasmodome this weekend. So,
But we
but
still
yeah, aside
played.
from being, we still played. But aside
Okay.
from being sick, my weekend was okay. Scoobs, how was yours, brother?
I didn't do a damn thing this weekend. I did not do much on 4th of July. You were sick, so Brody and I hit up Phasmophobia. We played for a while, and we were doing great. Like we were kicking ass. And then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? I didn't do anything Saturday. I don't think. No, I didn't do anything on Saturday, but I did get something in the mail yesterday.
Oh,
Yesterday, I decided I was going to wake up early, take some more stuff to storage, and I was going to smoke some beef ribs because I didn't barbecue on Friday. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw some ribs on the smoker. I'll try the 3-2-1 method instead of always rushing them the way I always do. And boys, let me tell you, I made the most absolute perfect Texas barbecue ribs, beef ribs. They came out so damn tender that the bone was just sliding out
I
of
don't
the
know.
rib.
I don't even know if I've ever really had beef ribs. I think it's always been pork ribs.
Beef ribs are
Oh, I've had.
amazing.
Oh, I love.
It's the way to
beef
go.
ribs.
So what I did differently, like I said, I did the 3-2-1 method, and I smoked them for 3 hours. Then I wrapped them in butcher paper for 2 hours, and then I let them rest for an hour. But what I did different this time is instead, I usually use like mustard as a binder on everything. But I use this thing called Dale's marinade.
okay.
And it's just like a liquid marinade. I just poured it on there and then I threw the seasoning on and I used a new seasoning that I had never used before. And it was Kinder's seasoning. That was the brand, but it was black
That's good
salt,
shit.
pepper, garlic, and truffle.
Ooh.
Truffle.
Whoa.
Yes, dude, those ribs came out. It was a whole different flavor that I have never had on my ribs before. Mel's pregnancy is weird right now. She is not. Food is making her sick. She loves seafood. She doesn't want anything to do with seafood. Like it grosses her out. Now she's getting to the point where meat is starting to gross her out.
Ooh.
So she tried a little piece and she's like, "Oh my God, that's so good, but I can't eat them." And I was like, so I stood in the kitchen. I was eating the ribs and I called Sam over and I was like, "Hey, try these ribs." And she bit into them and she gave me the reaction I wish Mel would have gave me because she bit into it and she was like, "Oh my God, this is so fucking good." I was like, "I know, right?" And it was just coming off the bone. No toughness, no nothing. It's fucking amazing. And then yesterday I got something in the mail and I sent Chad Daddy a video because we started talking about Masters of the Universe and
No.
whenever-
We geek out over Masters of the Universe.
yes,
Get
we've
it
been
right.
geeking out over Masters of the Universe. And so I was like, I'm going to start collecting the figures. I'm getting a late start on this shit. So I've been going to Mercari and eBay and other places and just buying figures. And I can't display them yet because we're packing stuff up to move to a new house. So Mel's like,
Steve's just adding to the pile.
I'm just
dude.
adding to
Like,
the piles. Yes,
fuck
I
yeah.
already need, for the amount of figures that I have, I already need another big 27-gallon container to put them in.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting what's in my Mercari cart right now and what's in my Amazon cart right now. But I found this bad boy on Mercari, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is a cool figure." It's Scareglow, but it is the San Diego Comic-Con Masterverse Scareglow, and
Oh, shit.
it comes in a box that's got. This is over the box. This comes over the box, right? You slide it off. Scareglow's back
said.
there. You see him, but this is the coolest part. It's got black lights and a light in there that light him up.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so he stays like glowing and stuff. Like it's actually a really cool figure. And then I got another package in today that came with Battle Cat, He-Man, Skeletor, Mossman, and
Tila.
Evil Lyn.
Or Evil Lyn, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
That's cool.
dude, that Battle Cat is so badass looking. It is huge. He is fucking huge.
Panther is coming out this year, by the way.
Yes, I know. I saw that. So I printed out a list of every single figure that has come out, and I'm slowly marking them off
Going down the
as I get them, and I'm trying to find them in waves, and just get I want the full collection. Like I am adamant, I will get the full collection. I'm hoping that with Amazon Day starting tomorrow, those figures drop a little bit in price, and then I'm gonna hit buy. But
I'll tell you what, you're gonna have a hard time finding certain ones. Web store especially.
there's 2 of them on Mercari.
How much?
I think one of them was like 39 and the other was 80 something.
Be wary of the 39 one. I've never seen them go that low.
I don't know. But Mel already said I could buy them. So I was on Amazon yesterday just loading up my cart, and then this message popped up across that said, "Oh, apply for Amazon credit card, blah, blah, blah. And if you do, you get a $100 gift card." I said, for shits and giggles, I'll try it. Yeah, so your boy's got a $1,600 credit limit on Amazon now and a $100 gift card. So I'm gonna be really irresponsible here coming up in the next few days. Cause
I hate to say this. Use that $100 gift card and buy Mel something nice.
I am. That's what I'm gonna do for that. For that portion, I'm gonna get her something nice.
I hate to say that,
but
that just goes.
I
hand
already-
in hand,
Because I know the temptation is to use it on Masters of the Universe figures. I've
But-
been there.
she's already told me, get whatever you want. I don't care. Get whatever you want. And I said, okay, cool. So everything's just sitting in my cart. And like I said, we'll see here within the next couple of days if anything goes down. And if it does, I'll get it. If not,
There's supposed to be sales on.
yeah. So
figures,
we'll see.
so.
And then I watched this movie and I pretty much forgot everything about this movie other than they go to hell. And I jumped twice and I'm ready to talk about it, but not until we hear from Bobby and John. So Bobby.
My weekend was fun. It started off very interesting on Thursday. Come home from work. Everything's fine. Beautiful day. It was a beautiful day all day. A little cloudy. About 4:30 in the afternoon, all of a sudden, I look outside. It is
Do we just lose
It is
Bob?
It is what I.
Oh,
The
you
suspense
froze
is
at the
killing me,
most
Bob.
climactic
Yeah.
moment.
Here's-
I was like,
ever.
shivering. I was
Here's
shivering
how I
with
know. Here's how I know we're still
Patient.
having internet problems because that hasn't happened since I've had the extender.
Dude, like you
But you
had
know what?
all
You look
three
at
of us
it-
like
the most
leaned
dramatic
in on that
pause.
shit, dude.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
so dramatic. It was,
That was
it was almost as dramatic as the one time I was watching an episode of Rick and Morty and they were telling some fucking joke and I didn't know that my internet froze. So Morty was just standing there like, and I'm like, and I'm laughing so fucking hard because I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. This pause is so long that it's just so stupid. That's just what happened right now, Bob.
that was fantastic.
Anyway,
That was perfect comedic timing.
Yeah, it was.
wasn't even my timing. That's how I know we're still having internet issues. We
Oh,
literally had what they call a microburst come through, which is essentially a tornado without the tornado touching down.
Ah.
it was like 70 to 90 mile an hour
You
winds. We
said
had
this was
hail,
Thursday, correct?
and
So
this
you
was
got
Thursday.
it too, because we had that shit in our area, bro.
Dude, it was bad. We lost power for 30 seconds, and then it was kind of going a little like this for the next couple hours. All of a sudden, it ends. So a couple hours after, I should say, it ends. I look outside. It's getting brighter, and you just see twigs everywhere. All of a sudden, my mom goes, "Bobby, look outside the back window. The tree is down." I'm like, "What tree? What tree are you
AI.
fucking talking?" And they all think it's AI. No, the tree literally cracked in half and fell on the neighbor's fence. Meanwhile, he has a rod end fence. And I was like, oh shit. So we have to get someone here to cut it in town. Here, our biggest trees, I think, in town, literally the street, and took down all the power lines and a car. And that, am I frozen again?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You were sounding like this.
So again, and on the other side of town, 2 more cars also got trashed by a big tree. So yeah, that's what it did here on Thursday.
Brody.
Hi, Brody.
I totally read that in his fucking voice when he pops in Phasmophobia. Hello.
But
Whoa.
after that, we went to the movies. We went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth. Loved it. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I liked it better than the last one, Dominion, whatever you want to fucking call it. I didn't really like it. Friday was 4th of July. We were at my brother's house. We had a nice little barbecue with everybody and a whole bunch of family and friends. Saturday was a beach day with me and Rebecca. And then we went to see the fireworks with her sister and her nephew. And then yesterday
Fireworks were a day late.
Yeah.
Not really.
That was our inside joke on Phasmophobia, because you were like, "Oh, I'm watching fireworks," and me, Brody, and Chad were like, "It's a fucking day late. What do you fucking mean?"
You guys don't have areas that do the day after?
Mm-mm.
Dude, we have areas.
I do.
Like my town does the night before. Then there's places on the 4th itself that do it. And then there's also places that do it on the 5th.
Oh, we were trash talking the hell out of Bobby when he was.
Oh yeah, they certainly were. I knew that.
No, man,
Ears had to have been on fire.
I've done that for years, dude, where you hit the whole fucking weekend of shit. Dude.
That's fucking cool.
Well,
yeah, no, down here.
I want
Huh.
to give a quick shout out to our new listeners, Chris and Lauren. They're actually friends of Gene's.
Hey,
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
How's it
Hello,
going?
hello.
He introduced
Thank
them to
you for
our show,
joining
so
in.
they're
Also,
joining
hi
us
to
today.
Molly.
And hi,
Hi, Molly.
By the way, Molly is correct. Spooky season has begun. Steph was just at Walmart
5th.
today, and they have the fucking pumpkins and shit out already. Like the
well, they've already had it out because Summerween exists now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
We're winning the war.
we are winning
Time
the
to
war.
go shopping.
On Christmas.
But so we actually got 3 fireworks shows because the beach down there was doing it, the beach we were at, and the beach behind us. So we got all 3 at once.
Nice.
Sunday
Well, I
was
forgot-
the premiere of Hunt, Chase, Kill. Finally,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie all done. It looked great. It came out fucking great. It was great to see everyone after about a year of not seeing everybody in one room. It was fun. It was good. Rebecca came with me. She loved it. She enjoyed it. It was a good time. And I also got a new toy. I now have a 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre chainsaw.
Hell yeah, boy.
It's a 74. It needs some parts to run, but it's pretty much all there except for
Are
I
you
need a pull.
trying to get it to run, or are you just using
Yeah.
it for?
Oh yeah, no. I'm
Oh.
gonna get it to run to 1 be use and 2 for the cosplay.
See if Cameron can get you some parts.
I was just thinking.
Nah, I actually already have.
You got the gas. Don't
He's got
worry.
the gas for it.
You sure it didn't
He'll
leak all
spill it
over that
everywhere.
fucking? It didn't leak all over the carpet.
all over the carpet. Oh,
No, I'm saving that project
love
for
you, Cam.
later in the summer.
Yeah, we love you,
We do.
Cam.
We love you,
Nothing but
Cam.
love. Just don't let him near your toilets.
God, I don't even want to know. Wait, no, I do know. What am I
he
saying?
shit into
Let's say
an
you
already
know,
plugged up
you've heard
toilet.
this story.
I've heard this story twice, I think.
Hey man,
And that was my weekend.
2 logs can't make a right, right?
Well,
We'll start
they can
talking
make a
about the
day-
horror movie here soon, Chris.
Yes, we're getting there.
We
We
get
do our
goofy.
slice of life first, get a little goofy. And
But
talk
that
about
was my
random shit.
weekend with my fiance, friends, family. I came home today. I watched this movie, and I'm ready to talk about it. John?
So I had a pretty solid weekend because I had Friday off as well as today. So
Lucky.
however, like Bob said, Thursday was weird because there definitely was like a weird little freak tornado storm that rolled through.
Cobra Commander.
And so our dear friend of the show, Mr. Joseph Gallo, where he is to where I work is probably like 15, 20 minutes or so. So I'm just coming off break, blah, blah. Storm's coming in, dude, rain. Pop on the old Facebook. He set some video up 13 minutes ago, dude, of like fucking golf ball size hail coming down at his house. And I was like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And I knew the storm was riding south, right? Now the hail never hit where I was, whatever. So thank God, because my first thought was, I was like, God damn it, I just got this car and it's got a fucking moonroof, man. The hailstorm comes in, I'm fucked. So driving up on the way home, man, I see debris, like Bob's talking about, fucking everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? Shut the front fucking dorks. Show's over. See you later.
Bye. Have a nice night.
Why would they do that right now?
Whoa.
They knew you would be on the show.
Oh, fuck, and we can't watch it.
We can't watch it.
You know what? There's nobody. Tim, go watch this on
Can't.
YouTube.
All right. All right. We will watch it after the show. Fine.
God
Breaking
damn it.
breaking
Yes.
news, they just dropped the trailer for the new sequel to Mortal Kombat. And
We've
Have
been
fucking
bitching
time.
about it. Well, John
We've
and
been
Brody
waiting.
mostly, but we've been waiting. Oh my God. I say we fucking risk it.
No.
No.
All
Oh, Brody
We can all
said
watch
only
it together
Joker.
after the show.
Yeah,
All right,
we'll watch
fine.
that.
Oh, you bastard, Brody.
Bro,
You're a
You're a
dick.
sick fuck. You know that, Brody?
you really had me thinking. I was like, man, do I
I
jump
swear to
ship
God,
right
then
now?
this weekend Phasmadome, we all have to go against him. I'm sorry, we can't let that
We
happen.
go against him all
So-
the time, and he still
No,
wins.
we really
No,
gotta
no,
go against
no.
him. Plan this shit out.
No, you know
All
what this means. All of our Braum picks, we're sabotaging all of his picks next year.
Yes.
No, we can only sabotage one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that goes against the.
I know.
Collusion.
Chad, change the code. Change the code a little bit. Just do a little bit of.
So here's
Yeah.
my thing: is I think that personally won't drop until either after A, Superman drops because it's both Warner Brothers, or B, at what's the conference at the end of the month?
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh,
Possibly
maybe at
that.
Comic-Con. Well, I'm watching Superman tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait.
So-
To
What?
see that.
Yeah,
How do you get this? Oh, you got that fucking early access?
I
shit?
got the early access to
Prime.
Amazon Prime, buddy.
Oh,
I'm gonna maybe I'll go see it
motherfucker.
this weekend.
I-
wanted to see it.
No. Yeah,
I'm jealous.
telling you boys, I love Superman. I gave this movie so much shit off of one picture when that first picture dropped. And after, I've only seen the teaser trailer. That's it. I haven't seen anything else, just the teaser. I'm excited.
Oh,
man.
you haven't seen the new one then, where he's actually talking
Nah!
I saw it in theaters. It
to. Can I
looks
say one
awesome.
thing? Can I say one thing?
What?
It's just from that scene alone. I had it was chuckling because it was just like, oh, is this going to be Superman? What the fuck? Keanu Reeves movie there?
Matrix?
Looking for, no. Look, John Wick. He's looking for his dog. And I'm like,
Someone
You don't
takes
mess with
crypto?
That's no.
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Damn you, Lex
don't know.
Luthor.
Yo, he's pretty ruthless in that trailer. I
He
gotta
walks,
say.
in, he walks in like Seinfeld. Newman, Luther.
Pretty much. But anyways, going back to shitty weather, tornado actually landed in where I was going through where the debris. Long story short, uncle's working on a house in that same area. That lady's house, her windows, all her shit got rocked from the fucking hail. And then the tornado, like the winds from it, whatever, blew in all the new windows on the back side of the fucking house that just got put in that morning.
Oh,
All their vehicles were fucking rocked with hail and shit, dude. It was bad news bears. But you know,
Shit.
luckily everybody's like good to go. I felt bad for that lady because she's building this new house and she has the other house next door she also owns, which also got fucked. And I'm like,
Jesus
ooh.
Christ.
Hopefully she's got good insurance.
Yeah, but how do you do insurance claims on shit that's not technically built yet?
You
I
just have
don't.
to have some kind of insurance.
I
in
would
it.
think, but I don't
think.
I don't
think
know.
it is covered either by them or by the
The window
contractor.
Well, it wouldn't be
yeah,
the contractors. That's out of that's a freak of fucking nature.
It would
So
probably
it's
be covered by
not-
the window company. Maybe it's the only thing I could think of.
How can it be
Mm,
the window? Freak of nature, dude. Like
don't
that's
know.
not. You don't have a fully built house that's under. Like you haven't had an insurance prospector come and do the house yet, right? So how do you claim that? I don't know. Can you claim that on your other house? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter. It's not my life. Just saying. It wasn't thought about. Fourth was good time. Went to 2 different jamborees. Got see some sweet fireworks. My in-laws, dude, had these cool, like almost daytime fireworks, dude. Because, like, you know how every time you do fireworks, everybody gets a little restless because it's not dark enough yet to do them, and it's like the kids are like losing patience. Dude, they had these awesome ones. They shot up. They looked like a fucking toilet paper tube. Exploded. When they exploded, they gave a little bit of sparkle, so you could see it in the daytime, and it was a white like smoke ring. And then all of a sudden, another cap came off, exploded, and there was blue smoke with a little fucking army guy on a parachute coming down with the blue fucking smoke, dude. So like all the kids
Oh,
were
that's
just running
cool.
to fucking grab it. And I was like,
That's
that shit's
awesome.
cool as fucking off. Like, yeah, I thought that was way more. It's like, man, because like they had like 20 of them, dude, right? So you launch them off one at a time, and like all the kids are literally like running for like the direction. I'm like, you could fucking bet off of this, dude.
Wait,
this is like the beginning league where they're like betting off the sack racing or
Wait,
some shit.
what kind of did they come in a tube like they shot?
I
out of a
believe
tube?
so. Yeah, I believe so. Like their own
Oh,
tube.
oh my god! So they must have updated those because as a kid we used to get those. They weren't parachute men at the time. They were army men. That
Yeah,
they
no,
had coming out of them.
They were full little
Are
army
they-
men, but then they had other ones that it was a box and it shot up a bunch of ones that had different colors. But that one was just weighted. That one was just weighted parachutes. There wasn't little dudes attached.
Those
to
were new. The older ones were literally just a parachute man, and
Hear
you
me out.
line up like 5 of them, and you go catch them.
Hear me out. Those, but with hell pods.
Oh yeah, dude, they're hell divers. And then so then Saturday I had my own little barbecue with some friends and shit. I got way too burned. So the rest of the weekend I did not go out in the sun because I
You
was
put
like,
your butter on.
oh my bro, like I didn't think I
Sure.
had that sizzle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like when Jen was lotioning me up, she's like, my hand is literally burning from putting lotion on you. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I'm like Johnny Storm over here.
Name on, baby.
Of course, like fucking hey, dude. Of course, you know, she's always just like, as typical dudes, we have to, right? She's like, God, you're hot. And I was like, yeah. She's like, no, you're fucking hot. And I was like, I know. She's like, no.
Thank you.
Smacks me. I'm like, all right.
I would be like, that's why you married me.
That's
Duh.
right. Duh. But no, man. So fucking had, you know, nice fucking relaxing chill weekend, man. Did some solid gaming, did a little bit of furniture moving and shit like that. Oh yeah, Molly's husband got burned to fuck. He was about the color of our background by the time he left, dude. Like,
Oh,
it was,
shit.
yeah, he was full lobster for sure. But yeah, man, I watched this movie yesterday, and boy, I was not what I was anticipating by any
Same.
fucking means, and I am
Same.
ready to talk about it right now. So that is as above, so below. This is a Scuba Steve pick once again. So Scuba, the reins are yours, brother.
All right. Released August 29th, 2014. Following in her deceased father's footsteps, alchemy scholar Scarlett Marlowe is obsessed with finding Nicholas Flamel's legendary philosopher's stone. As all clues lead to the labyrinthine catacombs of Paris, Scarlett and her hand-picked team of old friends and ambitious urban explorers descend into the vast subterranean network, venturing deeper and deeper into forbidden, uncharted areas. And before long, pure madness and sheer terror prevail, sealing the young intruder's faith. But where do the dark pathways lead? Has anyone disturbed the sleep of the dead and lived to tell the tale? Directed by John Eric Dowdle, The Poughkeepsie Tapes, and Devil. Ooh, Devil. Written by John Eric Dowdle. Quarantine, No Escape. Oh, fucking Quarantine 2? Damn. Drew Dottle, The Poughkeepsie Tapes, Waco, produced by Patrick Aiello, Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li, and Risen, Drew Dottle, Devil, Waco, John Jashney, Krampus, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Thomas Tull, Kong, Skull Island, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Bobby?
Damn.
Starring Perdita Weeks, Ready Player One, Magnum PI as Scarlett Marlowe, Ben Feldman, Cloverfield, Friday the 13th as George, Edwin Hodge, Bumblebee, The Tomorrow War as Benji, Francois Civil.
Francois.
Why does that?
I like Francois better, dude.
Francois.
Listen, I'm going to say it right now. I don't get it. That doesn't sound like Francois. It's not spelled that way.
That's
Language
how it's
sucks.
spelled.
That's how it's spelled,
That
dude.
is
It's
Francois.
French.
Yeah,
Francois.
well, their language is just as stupid. Their language is just as stupid. Then, Love at Second Sight, The Three Musketeers. As I just had this as just Pappy. God damn it.
Papillon.
Yeah,
Papillion.
there you go. I just had it in my head. I'm like,
Papillion.
now I can't say it.
Chameleon. Papillion.
Marion Lambert, Mongaville, Love Letters as so. How do I say it?
Susie.
Susie.
Yeah, there we go. Ali Maryar, Zero Dark 30, Budapest as Zed, Cosme Castro, My Heart Goes Boom, The Traveler as Letao. Body count total of 3. Sorry
His
for
name is
butchering
almost
anyone's
Cosmo,
name. Like
dude.
normal.
Yeah, it is.
So close.
Cosme.
I would just call him Cosmo. No,
Cosmo
it's not
Kramer.
Cosmo.
Cosme Castro.
Music by Kefis Ciancia, Saving Grace, Nashville. Cinematography by Leo Hinston, Paris Under Watch, No Escape. Edited by Elliot Greenberg, Chronicle, Smile. Ooh, what's that?
What was
Effects
that?
and makeup by Jamie Dixon, Prometheus, This Is the End. Distributed by Universal Pictures, runtime of 93 midgets. Rated R for mature audiences, budget of $10 million, and actually grossed $41.8 million.
Oh, nice. So it made its
It's
money back.
profitable. It
Did
did.
pretty damn good.
Okay.
Which I'm not surprised because I loved this movie the first time I saw it. It was awesome. I
So
love it.
who was the first watch?
Me.
Both of you guys?
And
Yeah.
Chad Daddy. Okay.
All right, let's hear from you guys first.
Yes.
All right. Well, I remember when this movie came out. I remember the poster distinctively because it was a cool poster. I was just like, ooh, upside down Eiffel Tower. Never got to see it though. I don't know why. Just kind of fell in the back burner somewhere. But like I said, man, watching it, first and foremost, I do enjoy found footage. So if you don't, I can understand right away where that could be a turnoff.
Gene.
How it, I just got to throw it out there for the people that don't care for it.
He's never been silent over his dislike
No,
of
and that's
found
fine,
footage,
dude.
so-
But some people just don't fucking like it. That's fine. This one, however, and I know the boys might agree or to some difference, but even though it's presented as a found footage, this does not necessarily feel like a not legit, but it just doesn't feel like your atypical found footage.
Like
Right.
not homemade.
You know what it's like? It's like when you play a first-person shooter.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
That felt more in the line. Right. This, and I'll say it right now, this was fucking Tomb Raider or Indiana Jones or anything
The Mummy.
else. The
Whatever
Mummy.
you could. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, you know what? Actually, Tomb Raider wasn't even the first thought. You know what my first thought was? I was like, oh shit, this is Nick Cage and National Treasure. So, but
Yeah, that's a good movie. The first one's good.
it is, dude. I never watched that one. But anyways, like it's an adventure movie, but it's an adventure movie in a horror movie, which personally, I mean, I'm not saying like I've seen a fuck ton of horror movies, but I've seen enough to where I cannot say I've seen this necessarily before, especially presented in this format. Because let's be honest, most of us know how found footages go. There's a certain beat. And this one, while it kind of hits it, this one does its own fucking thing with it, dude. Like
Yeah.
100%. And that's why I feel like it doesn't feel like your standard found footage. It's just more of like, yo, here's a movie presented in a different way. And Steve said it perfectly. It's video game first person
Yeah.
shooter.
And
Really
I
John,
feel it works. I feel it works really, really well too because you're in this space that is supposed to make you feel claustrophobic. And I think if they would have filmed it any other way, we wouldn't have gotten that sense of claustrophobia that
you
we
don't.
did. That one
No.
scene where I forget the main camera guy's name, but where he's trapped in the
Benji.
bones.
Benji.
Yeah, when Benji's trapped in the bones and he can't get out.
Well,
That's
That
such a
that made me panic. Like
Same.
yeah. I was
like,
watching like
oh
I
my
couldn't
God.
survive this.
see, we say that, but then at the same time, one of our favorite movies that we reviewed
Is
is Tight Spaces in a Cave, but it's done as a normal film.
The Descent?
That's it,
Right.
Yeah.
So
Which
it
I've
can
never
be
seen.
done.
Which I've never seen. I
You
wasn't
were on that episode?
Nope.
No,
What?
he wasn't. He wasn't on
I don't.
that episode.
That might have been before I was on the show, or I was sick or something. But I was not on that episode.
I think you were sick or something because it wasn't that long ago.
I was gonna say
Okay.
we didn't. It wasn't. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely past 300 at that point. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
Not even
Then
a
I had to have
question.
been sick or something.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've never
Never
seen it.
seen it then.
No, but
Oh, you owe yourself.
You
I
you
feel.
gotta
no,
see
and
that.
I will. I'll
You
watch
have to
it.
watch it.
Okay.
But like I said, for me watching this, I feel like filming it in that aspect, in the first person, point of view, it gives you that sense of, oh fuck, like you feel just how tight quarter the catacombs are. You get to feel that sense of they don't know where the hell they're going, which somehow they did know where the fuck they were going because I guess she could, fucking memorize those maps and shit. But it I don't know, man. Watching it last night, I have not seen this probably since it came out in theaters, so 2014. So that was cool. I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out after this. That'll be my Monday night movie.
There you go.
But watching it for the first time since 2014, I kind of had forgotten what the movie was about. Like I remembered some aspects of it, but I didn't really remember why they were going into the catacombs, what they were looking for, anything like that. And so it was kind of like watching it again for the first time. And I did jump twice. 2 jump scares got me back to back. And Mel looked over at me. She's like, "Did you just fucking jump?" I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Haha, I saw that coming from a mile away. I didn't even jump." And then like 2 scenes later, she fucking jumped. I was like, "Haha, I saw that coming from 2 miles away."
The joke's on her though, because when she gets scared and jumps like that, she probably pees a little too.
Yeah, just a little bit. 'Cause she's
Probably.
pregnant. Yes.
Because she's pregnant.
You peed.
You know what? So,
But no,
this
it was such. I was worried going into it because, like I said, I hadn't seen it in a long time. I just remember that the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh shit, that was kind of trippy." And so when I put it on my list, it was way before we ever decided we were going to start actually keeping score for the year on the podcast. I was a little worried. I was like, "Dude, is this movie going to be like a 1.5 or a 2? Like, God damn it, I don't remember
No,
much
this is
about
solid,
it." But dude,
Really
after
solid.
watching it, I was like, "Holy shit!" And like I said in the chat last night, this was a horror Indiana Jones.
I thought you guys were maybe exaggerating a little bit, but it literally starts like an Indiana Jones movie.
yeah.
100%, dude.
With
You're
her
just like,
sneaking into Iran, looking for something we're not
Oh.
entirely sure what.
Which Mel had some bitching to do about that scene because they were
Why
not
not?
speaking Farsi, which is the native language of Iran.
yo, I'm not gonna say nothing, but for us dumb white people, we don't fucking know that.
No, I know, and that's what I said.
He's
I was
not
like,
wrong.
"What
He's
did they
not wrong.
say?" I'm like, "What are they saying?" She's like, "I don't fucking know. That's not Farsi." I was like, "Okay." I was
So
like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I told you it was Iran. I fucking told you."
This was a solid film. I didn't know going into it what to expect. I remember when it came out, and I just thought it was about people that just got lost exploring the catacombs. I didn't think that they were down there looking for treasure, and that was a really cool little twist because, like I said, we don't really do adventure movies on here,
No.
and then it really flips it on its head halfway through, and then the last half hour is just nonstop pure horror.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of really good stuff to take away from this. And it's a lot. I'll go into it with my behind the scenes, like I was telling the guys, and I'll tell you guys this. Watching the movie is one thing, but when you do the dive into the behind the scenes and realize how deep everything is and how this is really basically a film version of Dante's Inferno, that you really see it, and it'll be really cool when I get to discuss that.
All right.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
You do hear that though?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there another echo?
No,
It's
it's
not
not
an
an
echo,
echo.
it's like
It's
a
kind of like a
weird, like-
compression when you talk.
Yeah, it sounds like
There's
you're
like
almost
a little-
like you're talking through a straw, or there's like a wind straw. Like I don't know.
I
I mean,
thought
it's
it
not
went.
super
It went away
horrible.
for a minute on my end, and I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it's
I
not
thought
horrible.
I thought I was like fucking losing it at first, and I was like, nah, man, because
I was watching your face. You were like,
Yeah, I was like
already know
really
what he's
doing the.
fucking thinking. I already know.
I was doing the deep
Okay.
listen.
Does this sound any different, or does it still sound the same?
Yeah, it's still there. It's
still
like this, like
there.
weird,
It's
like,
like a little hum behind your
like,
voice.
yeah, it's like
Slight hum.
after.
Is this any different?
That's better.
Yeah.
Talk.
What's up?
Sorry for technical.
Yeah, technical
problems.
difficulties. It's a live show.
Yeah.
It's the shit show.
Yeah, I'm
is
still
like-
working on
It's
this
the
new.
shit show. Damn it.
I'm still working on this soundboard here, guys. So just kind of bear with me.
Hey, we'll just do this. Whoop, what's up? And we'll also throw up this.
Yeah.
I'm like Scoobs. I'm in the same boat. This was not my first watch. I didn't see it when it came out. I saw it a few years
Okay.
later.
When it came
What
out.
I like about it is most found footage. There's a central monster. There's always a central monster. If you look at any found footage, it's a central monster. We don't know about it, but we're going to
House
find
of
this.
October built.
This
says
doesn't have a
otherwise.
monster. Well, okay, that's the other exception. But most of the time, that's what it is. This isn't a central monster. This is explorers, and you find out about what's down there because it's not central. You see the one girl, you see these statues come to life. There's cult people down there. And then you find out later how essentially they have to basically admit
have to
the shit
overcome
they
their
did
demons.
wrong.
Yeah, they
To-
have to
to
confess their sins
survive.
to need help.
And I love that because it gives it so much more than here's a monster. It's going to kill you. You shouldn't have been down here anyway. No, it seems like maybe this was the time for these people to go down there to overcome the shit that they never did overcome.
On the comedy version of
Essentially.
this, dude, somebody would have to be at that jump pit and be like, bro, where the fuck do I start, man? Like,
Yeah. So that's definitely what I love about this is it's not a central monster. It's a story of
Hell,
coming together, but also still battling this shit while you're in hell
literally hell.
and trying
Yeah,
to
but-
escape.
and then I mean,
literally.
and not just even banding together because yeah, they band together, but also having to deal with that you went down with a group of people and ultimately you're never going to get them out. You're never going to be able to explain to anybody where their bodies are, where you got
no, because half of that shit's all fucked anyways.
exactly.
Mhm.
So
And-
they're lost
and
forever.
And how some of them
Yeah.
died, especially how do you say to someone, we were in the catacombs, we saw a car on fire, and my friend got pulled in
Yo,
by
that was
something.
cool.
How do you tell
That was
someone
cool as
that?
fuck.
You just explained it as they just got lost in the catacombs.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
The only person and the only one of the group, actually two, Benji, because he fell. That's the only one where they would be able to like he fell down this fucking hole.
But they're never gonna find. They're
That's
never
all
gonna
we
find the
saw.
body anyway. So
Yeah, some emo goth girl.
No, they
just
never will.
spooked him in the fucking goddamn sewers. And
And then the other girl got
Crushed.
bit,
Oh, yeah,
bit
bit
to
to
shreds. It was crushed.
But
oh,
yeah,
I
man.
thought you were gonna talk about the other
So-
one, like that got fucking face smashed, dude.
Oh, dude, that was brutal.
That was fucking
Oh, that was
abrupt. I was
great.
not expecting that.
After just getting healed.
That was yeah.
And you know-
and you
know what?
Yeah.
Hold on. I looked over at Mel and I said, she just healed everybody, right? She just healed him. How come she didn't heal Benji's hands? He still had the bandages on his hands. Why didn't you heal Benji's hands?
Oh, I totally didn't even
well,
notice
Benji's
that.
wasn't life threatening. So
No, I
wasn't
know,
really
but
that much of a
still.
concern.
You don't think
No,
it was
but you can still
painful?
heal it.
All right, so,
He did. They weren't thinking about it in the moment.
okay, so obviously, you know, per our format, which is nothing.
Yeah.
We jump around a bit.
We
here.
jump around a lot.
So let's go. All right. So the stone is not what actually heals. It's her. How? Why? I missed that. I'm sorry.
gonna-
I need to ask because
I
is,
think
is the
it has
stone
something
in
to
me
do
this
with-
whole time? Like, is that supposed to be the meaning?
no, it has to do with rectifying what you have to
Right.
overcome.
But then how did she? Okay.
like
but
her not picking up
I
like her
think-
not picking up
but
the
she
phone
healed
her father
before that though.
called that
So,
night.
So I
how?
think that was just all because obviously they were already in hell.
right.
I think that was just another mind game
just fucking
that
with
was
him.
going on.
Okay.
That, you know, when
Yeah,
like, oh my God,
that
you're
could be.
healed. But realistically, if the people that she healed would have made it to the end with them, they wouldn't have been able to leave because they were dead.
Right. But my thing is like, I don't know. Usually when you see one of those things where it's just like all of a sudden it's just them staring in the reflection of themselves, and it's like, oh, the power is in you this whole fucking time. But like, why? I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like it's,
Yeah.
that was my only confusion on it, because I'm like, I mean, yeah, we're still in hell, so you know, demon powers be damned, whatever the fuck, dude. Like, I don't know how it's working. It just is.
Maybe that was just
But-
symbolic of her kind of reflecting on her own sins and realizing that what she has
Maybe.
to atone for.
But like, does that mean anybody that comes to that realization can heal anybody else there?
Well, I think you're imbued
Or-
with the power. Like you essentially are the Philosopher's Stone at that point.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like the power is, yes, the power is instilled in you, but it's more of like, you know, when she saw her reflection, it was imbued upon her now, and that was the whole purpose of the
And that's
Philosopher's
fine.
Stone
Okay,
to begin
that-
with.
I was kind of taken aback on that, because I was just like, yeah, man, is she like Jesus now? Like, is that how I'm supposed to take this? Like, just interpret? She's like, yes, I will heal you myself.
Alchemy,
And then
baby.
just fucking like,
Yeah.
but what does Brody say here? Let me throw that up. It's weird the stone works once and it's done. However, Scarlet helps with that.
I don't think, like Scoop said,
I don't think it worked at
never
all.
worked.
It was
It
just,
never worked.
it was
just a
her.
trick. Yeah.
It was either, or yeah, it was a trick, or she actually did it thinking it was the stone, because
I
she,
think
like,
it was.
rubbed-
I think it was a trick of hell itself, like trying to get them to keep moving forward and going deeper and deeper into the bowels itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that would be hell. I mean, come on. It's hell. It's not going to give you that answer.
It's not what hell looks like. I saw what hell looks like in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah, but that didn't look like what they expected to either. We totally got lied to by our album
Yeah.
covers.
No, so all right. So what was the buddy that they met up in the tunnels? I'm gonna call it
Latop.
Latop.
He was the mole
top.
that they were talking about at
Yeah.
the beginning that they lost like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
'cause
which
he had
kills
gone
me.
in. He went
Yeah.
into that room that she wanted to take a shortcut in. He never came out.
The dude literally looks like a mole,
Yeah.
like 100
does.
fucking percent.
You see how dark his
Right.
eyes were?
And so,
Like when we first met him? Like,
and I'm glad that this movie's smart enough to have characters question the fuck what's going on here. Like, hey, how the fuck is he seeing anything down here with no
Mhm.
light?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
How has he survived this long? And many other questions that should probably
Yeah,
definitely be
Like, how are these torches burning down here?
Oh, dude, I looked at Mel.
magic torches, bro.
I looked at
Oh,
Mel
that
when they
That's
first,
that's what she said.
They-
She said it
she
was.
asked that
She said
too.
it was the power of the stone or something.
so
Yeah.
when they first get in that room
The eternal light.
and she's, you know, freaking out that she found the stone, whatever, and they're all excited about the fucking treasure. I looked over at Mel and I said, you know, my first question would have been, how the fuck is this fire still burning? Like that would have been the first fucking thing.
magic fire. Magic fire.
Yeah.
I mean, and granted, yeah, magic fire, because obviously what they're looking for is something that essentially was magic.
Or you're also just in hell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, magic
too.
fire.
I would have been like, I'm out. As soon as I saw that choir singing all weird and shit at the beginning,
First
I
of
was
all,
like, fuck that.
okay. There would have been an I'm out
Yeah.
way before any of this bullshit, right? Because the first little tight area they want me to go
Yeah.
in and be like, all right, peace out, homies. Here's my camera. I'm gonna fucking go. I hope the best for you.
Have
I'll
fun.
see you when you get out. I'm gonna go get me.
I
a
would have
drink
been
at that
George
club.
at the beginning. Oh, it's in the catacombs. You're on your own.
But he went in.
Sorry about your luck. Yeah, she guilt him into guilt tripping
I mean,
into it.
He,
And
well,
then
he also
he
kind
had
of
to go in.
Yes, he kind of got
because the-
fucked because
yeah.
the cops showed up and shit like that for sure.
Yeah. He.
But
yeah.
I wouldn't have gone that far. I'm like, no. I'm good.
No.
I don't give a shit.
But
Like,
you know what? Fuck him. Fuck
I
him,
would've left
because
that
he
clock
was
tower.
like, oh, I'm not going in with you. I'll only go down, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I'll go a little bit further. I'll go a little bit further. Like, dude, you should have just fucking not gone down with them. You'd have been fine.
That's because
I don't-
clearly whatever happened in Turkey,
You know what?
still had him hooked. So he was.
Mhm.
Seriously,
It's the
yeah.
power of the pussy.
Yes, it
Yep,
is.
that's exactly what it was.
I thought it was the power of
No,
Belt.
no,
Like,
no, no,
He's
not
what
for
compelled him.
that.
That's
I mean,
horrible.
I don't think
Oh
I
my
could have said
God.
no to that girl.
Listen, that power is literally stronger than hell. That's literally the whole thing of Dante's Inferno, dude.
Yep.
He goes to hell for his woman, man.
Yep. Literally
yeah.
tore down the gates of hell.
Pussy's more powerful than hell. That's the takeaway from this episode.
I also
here.
love.
The AA is going to clip that and be like, all right,
The
use this
more you
segment.
know.
I love though all the exploration we get as they're going down with everything, especially all that stuff she's got in her notebook.
Yeah, and I
No,
like
the
that they don't get
whole
too
thing.
deep into it with what's in the notebook and what her dad, like we get a little bit of backstory,
give
but
you
it's
enough of
nothing.
what you
Yeah,
need.
you get enough for what
Exactly.
we need to push the story forward.
Yeah, we didn't need.
I love, man, I don't know if it was actually filmed in the catacombs or if it was actual sets, dude. Fucking epic, just so good.
Damn, we just had
So-
some badass thunder here.
Let's talk about the beginning, man, because the beginning we did talk about for a little bit, but that shit really sets the precedence for this entire movie, man. Like sneaking into little holes in the fucking wall, going down into some like crazy underground shit right before you know some bombs are about to drop, so you potentially are getting fucked regardless. And then finding this statue, I guess would be the best thing to say.
Yeah.
Just written in all this dead language, and you're just like, all right. Doesn't feel very horror. Maybe the precedence of first person, sure.
But it does.
But
Yes.
because
then as soon as you get into that fucking tunnel, you see this dude fucking floating there. And
Yeah.
you're like, what in the fuck am I looking at? And
Yeah.
then that just goes to shit. She never brings that up.
Yeah, and it's never really touched
She
on.
never brought that up. And I understand maybe that's a hard thing to bring up, but I feel like that's kind of crucial to.
But did she see it with her own eyes,
Well,
or was it just on camera?
Oh, you know what? I guess I never thought about that.
You know what I mean?
Because I
Yeah.
feel like she gasped. So like I took it as she saw it.
She
but
yeah, she
but I
did
mean,
gasp.
and maybe
You know why?
maybe she did see it, but then maybe she's been having, dealing with her dad hanging himself and committing suicide and stuff. It's something that she's already dealing with, so she doesn't. Maybe it's just something that's playing on her mind. So maybe she
Okay.
thought that.
So we're doing some
Could
Scream
be.
3 shit here.
Yeah.
Dead parents.
Caca. But I don't know, man. And it was just a great start to the movie.
No, it was, and it
Yeah.
set the
It
like I
was,
said, it set the
100%.
precedent because you're just like, this is adventurous. What are we doing here with this? And then
I
man,
was
the way-
questioning whether or not I was watching the right movie at the beginning.
right? And then we go to meet this dude who's like working on some church bells. I don't know where they. I'm assuming they were already in Paris, right? Somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're in.
Chris,
yeah,
I'm with
Paris.
you. I wouldn't. This and The Descent, I wouldn't even be in those movies.
Yeah.
fuck no, dude. First of all, my
fat.
tubby ass is
Yeah,
my
exactly.
tubby ass isn't
Yep,
fitting
same.
anywhere in this shit.
I would be like, I'm gonna watch.
I'm the
cabin
guy
while you
driving
guys
them there
do
and
some
saying,
fun.
"I'll be here to pick you up."
Like, what's his name? Benji.
That's where me and Chad will be back at the cabin. Like, you ready for Phasmophobia? They're gonna be gone for
When
a while.
Benji's getting stuck, dude, and they're just like, go back. I felt his pain in that situation, man. Because it's like,
Yeah,
because
oh
I
my God.
know, and he loves her. Like he loved her as a friend or whatever. I don't know if there was a little thing happening there too or not.
I didn't think so, but
I couldn't tell just because the way like
He was
I
on
don't
the
know.
fence. If you
I
thought,
don't know. It could have been just she was using them kind of situation too. So who the fuck knows?
definitely.
I felt like he held.
But she cried so
I
hard
felt like
when he died.
No,
bitch.
but I feel like he held so back when she was screaming at him. She's like, "You just gotta go back." He's like, "Bitch, I fucking can't go back. Shut the fuck up." Like if you do not,
I was
shut
waiting
the
for it.
fuck
I
up
was waiting for it. I
for
saw
2
it in his
goddamn
eyes.
fucking seconds. And let me figure this fucking like, oh my god, dude, she was pissing me the fuck off of that scene. I'm like, Benji, I feel you for you, man, because that shit would be fucking just aggravating me
Yeah,
to a level
seriously.
11 so fucking fast, bro. Like, no way.
Ugh.
I hate that shit.
you could just go back. You could just gotta come forward. It's like I can't
Yeah,
fucking
it's
move.
like I understand you're trying to help, but you're not helping. Just shut the fuck up, please.
And you know what would have helped? You know what could have helped him? If whoever was in front of him, Scarlett, pull some of the bones out of the way. Make
Yeah!
some fucking room.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
Like,
she did nothing to
Yeah.
physically.
Did
harm
nothing,
him.
just-
Bitched at him.
yeah.
Go back. I can't go back,
No.
bitch. My fucking foot is stuck. What do you not hear? What the fuck?
You know who she reminds me of? That girl from the tunnel who said that she told them where they would be and she didn't, and she was just being
she
such
like
a
lied
bitch
about
the
it.
whole time,
Yeah.
trying to get the story and everything. Scarlett did it in a slightly
But you know what? I
nicer
forgive
way in
Scarlett
certain
because she's
scenes,
hot.
but not by much.
She's very attractive.
No, I don't forgive. If
I'm
you
just
didn't do
saying,
it
like,
right,
I
don't
really
forgive.
felt for a man in that scene, dude, because I was just like, bro, like,
Yeah,
the
oh,
panic
definitely.
that he had was way too fucking real for that shit, dude. I'm just like, and my second thought was, my fat ass would never even fucking fit in there in the first place,
Yeah.
dude.
Nope.
So this wouldn't have worked. I'm like, yo, sorry, man. Here's the camera.
I would have
guess it's
got.
all on you for the rest of the shit. I'm out.
Yeah,
Come see
I would
me
have
on
been
your
right
way
with you. I
out.
would have saw that.
Yeah,
and
I'm
would
gonna go
have been
check out
like,
that choir, dude. See what's up.
Here's the camera.
I'm gonna
They
see
were
if any
half
of those
naked
chicks are
anyway.
single.
Bye-bye.
Right? I'd be like, yo, man, I saw some titties in that room. I want to go see.
Let's see if I can get a lap dance.
But I think this is where Chad and Scoops would be like this. What's that, Bobby? You said you could fit through there?
Nah. Be like,
You
yo,
sure
man,
you
we
can
need
go
to
through
scoop
there?
out at least 2 foot of bones in order for my fat ass to even think about
Yep.
crawling through that shit.
You know what? Let's just go through the. You know what? We're just gonna risk it and go through the side you said not to go through. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
screw that. I'm going through the forbidden tunnel.
I'm gonna go through the service entrance and say,
But no, so I mean, this movie definitely hit the claustrophobic for sure. At least for me, I will say. I liked that we didn't necessarily, like Bob said earlier, we didn't have necessarily like a central monster like in the tunnel or something like that. It was just different things the whole time, right? We
It was
different
demons, and then
deaths
it was actual demons, and their
and hell
own demons.
itself, right?
In
Like,
hell, yeah.
Yeah, because in like a lot of found
Yeah.
footage, like they said with the central monster, like they're being chased, they're running from something. They're not really running from something here. They're just trying to get the fuck out.
No, this movie was still like,
yeah,
even in the,
Yeah.
like the darkest parts, was still more just like all about discovery.
Mhm.
As an adventure movie
Yeah.
like this would
Yeah.
be. I don't know what else you would want to call it like that, but yeah.
adventure
Yeah.
horror. Essentially.
I mean, obviously it didn't have the swashbuckling as most adventure movies have, but
Or the
that-
swashbuckling music like Life Force.
Yeah, but it did have, you know, and
Yeah.
there was that one scene where she's running back after she gets the actual Philosopher's Stone.
Oh yeah.
And she picks up the camera and she's running back, and you see that fucking demon like lunge at her, and she's just like, boom, right in the face with the.
That
fucking
was
camera.
badass.
I
Yeah, she's
was
like,
so
"Yeah!"
frustrated.
with the camera,
I was so
that was
frustrated at
great.
that scene because she had to run all the way back, climb up 100 fucking meters, go all the way back, replace the stone. I'm like, George is gonna fucking bleed out by the time she's back.
That's what I thought too, man.
He would yeah, in real life it would have been done.
No, this is yeah, I guess that would probably be the most swashbuckly scene for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, was that, but
Especially
yeah,
doing that rope,
rope.
because that had, bro.
Oh, absolutely, man.
I mean,
My fat
we
ass
don't
ain't
know-
doing the rope, bro.
we don't know how
there's no
fit she
way that's
was.
happening,
No.
dude.
We don't know how fit she was, but realistically, that climb, unless you're like ripped
That's-
and jacked and have hella fucking like hardcore core and,
Yeah,
and
most
strength
people ain't making that shit.
and upper body, you ain't doing it that fast.
Like
No.
this isn't your baby
No.
stuck under a car, so you also have Hulk strength. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that only lasts for a second, but I don't know, man. It's a solid fucking movie, dude. I'm sad I've kind of sat on it for as long as I have, but
See, and I was iffy on what your take on it was gonna be, because the last thing I saw you post in the chat was something about this movie took forever to get to the point, or something. Or you said something about it taking.
no, that was Brody.
That was, yeah,
Oh,
Brody
was
said
it Brody? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I saw him say
Yeah.
that, and watching it, I
I didn't get that.
never felt
No,
that way. And
no.
I was kind of like,
no, not one
what do
bit.
we-
No.
I'm like, what? I'm interested to see
Are you
where
kidding me?
his
The
review
first-
goes with that, and I hope he kind of explains it. Just because, yeah, I thought this
The-
shit took right off from the get go, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
this-
it's
we're in.
paced. It's paced
No,
beautifully.
the opening scene sets it up what you're kind of gonna get without telling you what you're gonna
And I
get.
like how this is kind of like last week, where there really wasn't a boring moment in the whole movie.
No, because
No,
even
not
like
at all.
even the slowest
Yeah.
moments, right? that's decent character building. So we have right in the beginning where what's his name is interviewing her for the documentary at the beginning, blah blah blah. And and I like how even they do it so subtly to where he goes off, like he actually comes in scene to remove that guy, so we know who our camera guy is now. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, cool. Now I got a face with this. It's not a voice. So we just never see him, or at least like, or it's not till like halfway down the road. But no, man, I feel like it builds the characters great, because then we go to the clock tower and we meet oh my god, what's his? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. George, is it?
Yeah, George.
And we figure out obviously there's tension between him and our main lady and shit. But he's a good guy because he's sneaking in to repair stuff.
To repair old stuff.
He's repairman
on church. Yeah, he's working on church bells that haven't worked in, what do they say, centuries?
250 years.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
So, and he's doing it free of charge just because he wants to do it. And
like, it's weird. Like, he's being chaotic, but at the same time, it's like chaotic good.
Yeah.
So it works out. I don't know. So you already know your character's set up from this thing, because obviously he's also questioning Benji at the same time. Like, yo, man, you know what you signed up for with this shit? Because I was in fucking jail because of her, dude. So,
Still, though, later on, that was the best week of my life.
I like, though, he's like saying how I was stuck in like a Turkish prison. She's like, it was a jail. Like,
he's like
being really
Turkey.
dramatic.
Okay. So it was a one and done. Interesting. All right. I do feel like it wouldn't be one I would want to watch right back to back.
No,
but I would definitely watch it.
I might just to give Steph a chance to watch it, because I think she'd really dig it.
Okay, that's fair.
Mel liked it, so she's usually what I base. I ask her, I'm like, "Did you like it? Like, and she liked it, so I was like, go."
Nice.
And that's all that matters.
Chris says Chris, it's been long enough. I could decently enjoy it again. Nice. No, it's
sleep movie because I've seen it. Yes, definitely, Chris. Like, this is so I.
Oh yeah. I get that.
I used to love putting horror. This was my nighttime soundtrack before I got married to my wife. I would put horror movies on to go to sleep. There's just something soothing about hearing people scream that just knocks me right out. My wife, on the other hand, cannot sleep to that, so I've had to adjust in how I go to sleep at night. But definitely one you could put on to go night.
All right.
Fair enough.
Nice. Yeah, well, like I said, man, this movie, I could definitely watch it again, no problem. I feel like it's a solid enough film.
Yeah.
And the story's great. Acting is solid and shit. But like I said, it is one that it's not my favorite found footage or anything like that, right? Like I wish there was a little bit more like hell fuckery, because like that car scene was awesome. Give me more shit like that.
I love that.
Like I wanted a little bit more like definitely like fuck with you kind of shit. But
I feel like the little brother
that was cool.
It was
cool.
I like
but
that.
I feel like I needed a little bit more fuckery from that. Give me like in Flatliners, how the little boy's just like fucking with
That's what I was thinking too. I wanted to see more of them being almost like psychologically tormented the whole time down there.
Yeah.
I get that.
There wasn't a lot of that with it.
It works for what it is, because we see that that George is more guilt ridden than anything, because he feels, because of course we get the reveal that he told his brother that he would come back with help, and he was never able to do that because his brother died. So he feels like he failed his brother. So I feel like for George, it was more of an internal thing than an actual ghost being pissed off at him, trying to get revenge. Unlike with Papillion, where he killed somebody in a car accident, and that person that he killed was pissed.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
And dude, that was so fucking gnarly too, that when that car fucking disappeared, all you see is his fucking leg sticking out the ground.
I love that.
That was
So
fucking
cool.
gnarly.
Yeah, because like, what do you do in that situation, man? You're not digging them out. Like, you could try to pull, but you know at that point, like, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how do you even explain that at that point? Like, you can't. Like, you're just like, nah, man, we're fucked.
Hold on, Gene. Gene said Flatliners is not a horror film, but you could bend it for the show.
No,
It's got ghosts in it.
I
It's
disagree with
literally a
that
horror
one.
movie.
Hardcore. That is a horror movie.
I don't believe I've ever seen Flatliners.
Didn't we watch it for the show?
We watched it
Did
for the
we?
show.
Yeah.
Wait,
We reviewed it.
give me
That's
it.
Kevin
And that's
Bacon,
got,
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts.
They're scientists and they're working on a way to, like, basically they die and then they come back, but they start seeing like ghosts and shit.
Don't they get like addicted to killing themselves off though, or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, they get addicted to offing themselves and coming back.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That movie must have not hit because it is not sticking for me. I feel like
Sometimes they come back.
go to
It's a
it,
good
but-
movie, Gene.
I don't know about sometimes they come back again, but
I've
Nah,
never seen
just
it.
the first
I've never
one.
seen any
Just
of
go
them.
with the first
I've
one.
seen the
That's
first
Tom
one a
McLaughlin
lot
who
on
directed
TV,
it.
and it was all right.
I like it.
It was like greaser horror. It was weird.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. That's how I would explain it. All right.
See, Brody,
So-
Brody knows.
Okay. Is there anything else you boys want to bring up or discuss on major topics? If not, I'm actually going to bring in Mr. Kane's video. To see
I want to hear
has.
what he has to say.
All righty. The Doppelganger Kangabanga.
Not the doppelganger.
Howdy folks, it's your Banger back for another episode of Gore More, and this week I'm here to talk to y'all about As Above, So Below. I have obviously mixed feelings about this movie. I remember seeing it many moons ago. For whatever reason I kind of enjoyed it probably more so back then than I did on the watch tonight. For me personally, the biggest thing was that it took so fucking long to get into all the good shit that I love so much about horror. The very entertainment purpose and elements of what makes a great horror film, which we have in pretty much the last half an hour of this movie. And I did happen to catch myself at times looking at my phone every now and then. So it's just a setup. It's a setup for the final pretty much stages of what these characters go through. I think there's about 9 stages when you have to think about it as they get to hell itself. But yeah, let's talk about this movie. But moving on with the positives, what I enjoyed about this movie, and it's probably the biggest thing about it was the fact that each level sort of represents the sins of the past of each character for me. Well, that's how I seen it anyway. It's like, take, for example, level 7, I think was violence or something, and you sort of get that representation of Susie's being bashed to death very violently, and that only reflects a representation of the sins of her past, of her doing that to someone else. And then you have Benji, the cameraman, who's sort of, I think he's back up on level 8, and then you sort of get to see a woman holding a baby. They don't exactly explain his past, but you sort of get that feeling that like maybe he wronged this woman and a baby, or he had that family maybe just fucked him over somehow, I don't know, and then he ends up dying. So it's kind of like, like each level really reflects like the sins of their past, and I actually kind of enjoyed that. So I just want to quickly mention, I said the first hour of this movie was very boring, but at the same time it's a bit of a catch-22 because it does have its purpose, and I understand why it is a little bit boring then to those final moments. But at the same time, it really took us on this journey of like setting up characters I didn't give a fuck about. We're sort of solving riddles in each room, which that's just not for me personally. So it kind of felt like Indiana Jones found footage horror, or not even a horror film at that stage. And yes, they kind of drip feed us elements every now and then of maybe a certain figure looming around in the shadows. I don't fucking know, but at the same time, it's only fitting for the fact that all the horror is in the last half an hour of this movie, because the closer they get to hell, it's kind of understandable that that's why they would do that. So, yeah, I have a bit of mixed feelings about, that certain hour of the movie. I'm just going to say it as it is. Scarlett in this movie was a fucking bitch. And you want to know why she was a fucking bitch? Well, simply for the fact that she manipulated and dragged her friends all the way through the depths of hell and literally got them fucking killed. They didn't even want to be there. And then we rewarded with this stupid fucking power that she's had the whole time, or got at the end of the movie. And if anyone that should have any fucking sins, it's fucking her for doing what she did to her friends, and she should be fucking dead. Bitch. But yeah, so this is a really tough one for me to actually rate. Because, like I said, first hour was very boring to me personally, but I understand why it was, and it still worked at the end of the movie. The last half an hour was great. Sort of split down the middle with this, but look, I'll give it a 2.9. I'll give it a 2.9. Not almost a 3. That ending really pissed me off. It just ends, and old mate's literally been through hell, and he just walks off. It's like, the fuck. Anyway, Kangan Bang is signing out, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the film. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, Brody. Thank you,
Nice.
sir.
Thank you,
The
bro.
dude was traumatized by that trip to hell. What were you expecting?
Yeah, I'm. As soon as I crawled out that manhole, you know what? Bye. I'm
Yeah.
out. I'm gonna go see
Yeah.
my kid that I've been neglecting for so many, and I feel like that is why he left, because
Definitely.
he realized that was his sin, denying his child, and he was going to make amends or try to make amends, and so that's why he left. And I
mean,
got
that's how
that,
I took
you
it
know?
as.
Yeah, and that's a great. It was a great ending.
But
I mean-
like, I kind of agree with Brody. Like, it would have been cool, like if, because what was it, Papillon or whatever? Like, he dies from his sins, right?
Mhm.
Like, it
Yeah.
would have been like all the deaths were actually like sin related to where
They-
it really
they-
were.
They really are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why did what's his name fall down the shaft? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
So
I'll get to it.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know why.
Yeah,
we'll
but is it
attack
one of those reasons where it's like, well, this is what it's supposed to be?
No,
Not everybody fucking obviously is gonna see that shit. Because like, why did the girl get her face smashed?
I think there was an.
Fuck was that purpose for? Like,
Because
it was-
Latope blamed her for his death. She left him. When he said, "You're not supposed to be here. You never came back for me," he was talking
Talking to
directly to
Susie.
her.
Yeah,
all right. So why the fall though?
It has to do with the level of hell they were in and his sin. His
What was
sin had
his
something.
sin?
It was either wronging his wife and baby or a mother and child somewhere along the way. So
The dude that got dropped down the tunnel or dropped down the hole that got scared?
Benji.
wasn't
Yeah,
it
Benji.
wasn't it that he cheated on somebody or something? He was
something
he was,
like that.
It was like infidelity or something, and the woman that he kept seeing was the girl because she knew who he was.
Right.
When we see them outside the club or we see her walking, she knows who he is. But that's not her in hell, essentially.
It's what it's
I just took it
manifesting.
wasn't her the whole time. I figured it was just a demon fucking with him.
It's the demon
had-
manifesting to look like her.
So like, I guess I missed that line. I don't know. That still doesn't feel like it's anything related to the sin though.
but
Like,
adultery.
that got pulled
Adultery is a
into-
sin.
Yeah.
Okay. But the other motherfucker got pulled into a burning fucking car by a ghost. The other two just got physically hurt, like killed that way.
It has to do with the level of hell they're in. The punishment is representative of the level they're in, not their sin. Trust me. It's
I don't like that though. Because it's like I'm going off of if we're talking Dante's Inferno and what it's supposed to fucking represent, even in the first fucking level of hell, shit's gonna get fucked. Like it's not just gonna be like basic kills like that. Like you're still gonna be seeing shit. You're gonna just see more fucked up shit as you periodically go down. I still feel like I don't know. I don't know. That just doesn't feel satisfying to me, I guess, in the terms of like Papillon's death, where it actually felt like some legit demonic shit. The other shit just was more like, that's like any other found footage kills or some shit. I don't know. But if you got some shit to talk about from behind the scenes, buddy, razor your court.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
So I'll start with this was the first ever production that secured permission from the French government to film in the catacombs, both in the public and the off-limits area. They got permission the night before shooting began. The air and water quality in the catacombs was tested before shooting to make sure the cast and crew would not walk through battery acid. The only entrance to one of the catacombs' main locations was through the parking lot of the hospital. There was very little use of props. The film utilizes a set of narrow winding tunnels of the Paris catacombs, complete with real skeletons creepily arranged centuries ago. There was no electricity, bathrooms, or cell phone service in the tunnels. Sometimes the cast and crew had water up to their waists, and some days they had to crawl around on all fours for an hour. Several scenes were lit up by the actors themselves with their headlamps. The director said the actors were shooting the film themselves 90% of the time.
That's fucking.
That feels
That's-
like as
that's
per the
crazy.
course when it comes to found footage, where a lot
That's
of times it's just
crazy
like,
though.
all right, man, you guys are gonna have to do all this shit and blah blah blah.
And you know what though? That's what adds that just
Creepiness.
naturalist effect of watching a found footage film.
Yeah.
You just give them the camera and just do what you do. It makes it more real.
hmm
Well, I'm just thinking about, like, I mean, just shit. Even if you go to the primordial one, right? Fucking Blair Witch. They just, hey, here's the idea of what's going to do. You guys go film and, you know, make up lines and go from there. And
Yep.
we'll let you know if we'll be around the area or not. So,
Okay, so the director said the cast and crew were asked if they were claustrophobic before shooting began, and they all did an underground wardrobe test to make sure they were not. Dowdle said one of the actors felt so uncomfortable during the test he decided to make his character claustrophobic in the movie. Did not reveal the actor's name, but he said he said that he had the most claustrophobic scene in the movie, which fits the character played by Edwin Hodge, Benji.
yeah, that was definitely the
Yeah.
100%, dude.
So his claustrophobia was real.
That's
Fuck
See
that.
that right there? You just said make it more real. There you go.
When Scarlett and George are in the clock tower discussing her journey to Iran to find the rose key, the bell and clock mechanism begin to move by themselves. This might signify the foreshadowing of George's own life, as he resembles the life of Dante in the Inferno, who's forced off a road against his will, having to go through hell itself. Also note the encounter with the police officer near the entrance to the catacombs. This may also symbolize the she-wolf in the Inferno, forcing George to go into the catacombs when he insists he will not.
Okay.
That's deep.
I liked when they were going off about the list of shit that they might deal with. And it was just all like natural shit. They were just like, yo, you know, like broken things, bugs, and blah, 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 blah. And then police, like right in the middle of it. However, if anybody knows anything about like the French and how they feel about the cops, that's that's all you need to fucking know.
This movie went from the pitch to a director's cut in 7 months. John Eric Dowdle and Drew Dowdle said they always wanted to make a documentary style or found footage Indiana Jones type film with a female lead.
So Tomb Raider.
yeah.
It's like he just never heard. He's just pretending he's like, I've never heard of that ever.
I don't know what Tomb Raider is.
This is news to me.
This was the first Universal Studios film made in collaboration with Legendary Pictures.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
John Eric Dowdle and Drew Dowdle talked to a lot of cataphiles, they're catacombs experts, and asked them about the weirdest things they saw in the Paris catacombs. They were told that choirs and world-class musicians go down there to sing and play unannounced due to the sound quality, so they decided to put a choir in this film.
Could you imagine going on a tour of the fucking catacombs and your tour guide's just a dick and doesn't tell you that you just might run across a choir singing in the fucking catacombs, and you just start hearing this eerie
Hearing
singing
shit.
echoing through the fucking halls? I'd shit myself.
How great would it be if, like, the tour guide played up to that and be like, "The fuck is that?
Yeah.
You guys hear that?"
That would be
What the fuck is
even
that?
better.
Oh.
Yeah, but it all depends on like what the choir is doing. Because like, what if it's an awesome choir and they're all some like just jamming out like Indigada Davida or
There's
something?
Don't
Like,
Stop
In the God of
Believing.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
I'm thinking the choir singing like a prayer from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh my god, that would be awesome. That'd be gnarly.
I don't know. You said choir, and that's immediately what I thought of.
Fair enough.
No,
We're
they're all
talking
going
Deadpool
to
2,
be
right?
shouting, "We're choir boys,"
Deadpool
like Arnold
Wolverine.
Schwarzenegger in End of Days. I'm a choir boy.
Like a prayer.
Oh, see, I was thinking the actual choir, like when they're singing the Juggernaut song, like, oh shit,
Oh, no,
shit,
no,
holy
no.
shit, the Juggernaut. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh,
The film's poster tagline, "The Only Way Out is Down," is a quote in the film said by the character Latope. A similar poster tagline was used for the 2003 science fiction movie The Core, which is also about explorers venturing deep into the earth and has a scene set in Paris. That film's tagline was "The Only Way Out is In."
Jesus Christ, what was this written by Dennis from fucking Always Sunny? The implications, Jesus Christ.
The movie was shot in 2 months in Paris in the summer of 2013. Director John Eric Dowdle said the cast and crew became mole people after spending several hours in the catacombs and couldn't handle any sunlight when they came out.
They
Oh,
just hiss like cats when they came outside.
It burns.
Huh. That would suck.
Hey, Chad Daddy,
Yes.
are you reading that off your phone?
Yes.
Do me a favor and move your phone away from your mixer a little bit.
You think it's pulling up feed from that?
I don't know, maybe.
My mixer's over here. My phone's over
I
here.
didn't even notice.
Okay,
it.
no, I just because you got clear for a second, and I didn't know if you moved your phone or not. Like, it's not horrible.
Is
but
the
it's-
microphone maybe too close to it? Did that change anything?
Oh, it
It did.
did.
Okay, so I'll have to move the microphone
Yeah.
over here from now on.
All right.
Or move this over there.
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. According to John Eric Dowdle and Drew Dowdle, some of the films that served as influences for As Above, So Below were The Goonies, The Da Vinci Code, Flatliners, Event Horizon, Andrei Rublev, and The Dirty Dozen.
Damn.
That's shit.
Dude, I was thinking about Event Horizon the other day, man. And as much as I love that movie,
I
I
would
still
love-
just get mad like when you were reading off what it should have been.
I know, and we're never going to get to see
Oh.
that cut either.
Fuck no, dude.
No, I was reading it off too, probably about 2 months ago because it popped up on Bloody Disgusting for something. I'm like, we're never gonna get it. I don't even want to read
You
it.
know, that's another movie I've never seen.
It's a solid movie, man.
Yeah,
You
it's a good
double
movie.
feature that with Mouse
It's-
and Madness, bro. You're fucking yeah.
Oh, you're.
I don't know
tripping.
which one I would even say watch first, but that's a great.
I'd probably
double
watch
feature.
Event Horizon first, only because I've seen In the Mouth of Madness hundreds of times.
Okay,
I love that. I can't wait to get
I
those
know.
books.
I'm excited.
like that's a good double feature of Sam Neill going to hell in some way or another. Oh,
Poor Sam
Chad
Neill.
Daddy. I know. right?
When the group enters the first tunnel, they encounter Latope, who was believed to be dead for 2 years. Latope is, in fact, dead and stuck
yeah.
in limbo. This is proven by Latope's inhuman speed to move through corridors. Also, later on, when the group goes underwater and emerges, they are soaking wet, while Latope is completely dry. In Dante's Infernal, the first circle of hell is limbo. Limbo is where souls go when they've done no evil but haven't done enough good to get into heaven.
Yeah. And if y'all remember the video game Dante's Inferno, that's where all the little unbaptized babies with little
Yeah.
sides for hands came out of some giant chick's nipples.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
I need to
That was just the
remaster
first
that
fucking
game.
level,
Yeah.
bro. That shit was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And by the end, you're fighting a giant duck.
Never played it.
Bob,
the
all it
end-
was Microsoft's answer to God of War.
But it was awesome.
But gnarly. Fucking gnarly game.
And when you fight the devil at the end, he's like 13 foot tall and he has a giant, massive horse cock that
Yep.
smacks you in the face as you're fighting him.
Yep.
It's fucking scary as hell.
They do not hold back in that game.
No, they don't, dude.
They do not
is-
hold back in that game.
That is
I
like
love
the
So when
one
it's-
take-
When it smacks you in the head, does it sound like...
pretty much, pretty fucking much, dude.
Mike, we were talking about the Descent before. It's one of our favorites.
And that's only because like you hit him.
my winner.
It's only because you hit him, and then like the shock fucking does this, and it like, smacks you. Pretty much. Man, I should play that.
Continue.
Game.
Stop that.
The cave with the writing, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," is not actually the gates of hell as some believe. The actual gates of hell in this movie is the hidden entrance that Papillon uses to smuggle the group into the catacombs. Shortly after the group enters, he instructs they climb up through the bones. As they climb, the tunnel collapses behind them, and the group ends up in the same room they were just in. Their only option is to listen to Latope, who says the only way out is down. In Dante's Inferno, once Dante enters hell, he is unable to leave the same way he came. He must continue downward through hell, where the only exit is at the very bottom of hell, which is exactly what happens to the group.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love that.
The complete journey of hell through the secret tunnels of the catacombs of Paris are as follows. The vestibule. The group encounters a gathering of two sets of divided cultist female souls, a fake tunnel, and the 9 circles. 1. Limbo. Long tunnels containing the inscriptions of poetry and philosophy pertaining to famous divine comedy-sided figures and the directionless soul of Latope. 2. Lust. Almost completely colorless tunnels, the loud vortex of souls, hissing of Minos, and Italian inscriptions. I'll get into that a little bit further. 3. Gluttony. Widened third-floor tunnel section containing the growl of an unseen Cerberus.
That's where I'm fucking going.
Hey, we just know Cerberus is a 3-headed dog. There's nothing saying it's not a wiener dog.
Oh,
That would just make it so much better.
it's a fucking chihuahua.
Ooh, that would explain its demeanor.
3-headed Pomeranian, bro. Let's fucking go. Fucking vampire Pomeranian?
4. Greed. Enclosure containing the Mark of David, engraving of Plutus, the trap treasure, and a false philosopher's stone for single use. 5 is Wrath, the damaged reverse enclosure of Greed, which is completely empty minus a filthy water entrance. 6 is Heresy, Florentine walls and flame-lit enclosure with 3 ring inscriptions. 7 is Violence, shattered stone pool, enters the enclosure cavern area. Susie is killed in the first ring, violence against neighbors, when Latope beats her to death. The second,
Okay.
against self, contains hallucinations of Scarlet's father, and the third, satanic and cultist markings over sandy tunnels. 8 is Fraud, the amphitheater-shaped area with a drop and the manifestation of Benji's victim of Bologna 1 and 2 pandering, seduction, and flattery, which results in him falling from fraud to treachery. Number 9 is Treachery, water tunnels with Danny beneath them leading to the 4 caverns. The second cavern, the betrayal of community, ties in which Papillon is killed by the manifestation of the man he had left for dead, and a vehicular fire where he met a similar fate. The throne, a wooden chair, and the devil himself appear here, along with the robed demons of what can be believed to be Judas, Antenor, and Ptolemy. The demon of Cain appears as the first horrendous wall demon that bites George. The final area of hell traversed within the 9 circle is the bottomless pit of penitence and the reverse leap of faith.
Judas, what did you? I brought frankincense and myrrh. Murder! Judas, no. Ah, fuck.
When Scarlet realizes she has the wrong stone, she backtracks to find the correct one. When she finds the right stone, she starts to head back down to save George. When she gets to the 7th floor, she sees her father's body hanging. In Dante's Inferno, the 7th circle is violence. Violence is separated into 3 separate sections: violence against thy neighbor, against thyself, and against God. Violence against thyself is a forest known as the Woods of Suicide, where all suicides go when they die.
Oh, no shit.
That's God,
Dude, I'm
damn.
telling you, this movie is way deeper than you think.
I always
If
thought
you
it was.
squint
but
very
holy
closely, you
shit.
can see Kurt Cobain in the background.
Oh. Yeah, but was that really him or was that Courtney Love?
I need that sound. Instead, you get a dick slap. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, the
that you should call that a Bobby
the
slap
Tony
then.
Danza? Gotcha.
There we go. There's a double slap. The man in the catacombs who instructs Scarlet to find Papillon at this club is the same man in the burning car. I hate saying it, Papillon. Papillon's burn scar on his left hand that Benji asks Zed about was a consequence of his involvement in that man's death in the burning car. The fire in the car gets higher whenever he says it wasn't my fault, denying his sin.
Oh, so if he would have apologized,
If he would have atoned for it.
It would have been good.
Yes, because that was in the 9th circle called Treachery, when he betrayed the man and himself by believing he had no part in the man's death. Oddly enough, Papillon is punished exactly how Virgil describes in the 8th circle of hell called Fraud. Virgil states, Out of the mouth of each one there protruded the feet of the transgressor, and the legs up to the calf. The rest within remained.
Jesus.
Where?
What a,
So-
what
Not
a
down
way to-
there.
So that was a foot fetish level. is what you're
That's the
saying.
foot fetish level. That's where.
So-
It's where they're
That's
just going around.
that's
and
where the
they're
devil's just tickling
They're
everybody.
just tickling the feet and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like, ugh.
So
Satan's using his
that's
horse
where Quentin
cock.
Tarantino is going to rule,
Or Dan Schneider.
or Dan Schneider. Towards the end of the movie, Scarlett, George, and Zed encounter a huge hole, and Scarlett says they must jump. They confess their sins before jumping and miraculously survive the fall. In Dante's Inferno, the only way a sinner can escape hell is by admitting their sins and truly atone for them. The group does this and literally takes a leap of faith, which is how they're able to escape hell.
I said, man, I feel like I'd be there for a minute, dude. I don't know if I could just do one.
And we're like, all right, this is the only time we can do the superhero landing. Get ready.
Right. I did like the rotation of the camera of them getting out though. Like
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was cool.
Anything else, Chad?
When the group climbs down to the second floor, they end up in a corridor where sound is muffled at first. Shortly after,
Yes.
the sound, while still muffled, suddenly increases so loud it hurts their ears. I thought there was something wrong with my TV.
Dude, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but at least they were kind of acknowledging it. So you were like, okay, maybe, yeah, I agree. I was with you there on that too.
The sound can be compared to that of a tornado or a vortex. In Dante's Inferno, Dante climbs down to Lust, the second circle of hell, where a vortex spins, forever swirling souls around for eternity. The sound is said to be deafening and worse than a storm at sea.
That's fucking cool.
I'm just thinking about the Lust boss from fucking. So big old titties.
Big old titty.
That's Tig old bitties.
I gotta look up that game now, dude.
That's what I wanna
You
get-
gotta be
I
able
wanna-
to, it's gotta be
that's
on
what I want to
Game
get.
Pass.
That's what I want to get slapped in the face by, not that big old donkey dick.
Ugh.
While no backstory is given to Benji, it can be deduced by how he died. While waiting to climb down the rope, Benji is on the 8th floor, which in Dante's Inferno would be the 8th circle of hell, called Fraud. He's pushed down the hole by a woman holding a baby, killing him instantly when he lands on the 9th floor, called Treachery. It's possible he had a wife or girlfriend who had a child that he either betrayed or deceived, which would explain his death.
All right.
The entire group ends up in hell for committing sins they refuse to acknowledge. Scarlett's father called her before he committed suicide, but she ignored his call. George left his brother Danny to get help when he was stuck, and Danny winds up drowning. Papillon sets a car on fire with a guy in it. Zed fathered a child and then denied him. While Benji and Susie's backgrounds are not known, it's believed Benji might have hurt his girlfriend and child, and Susie might have committed violence against someone, possibly Latope, as his spirit directly contributed to her death. Papillon, Benji, and Susie were punished accordingly, while Scarlett, George, and Zed were spared because they admitted their sins, repented for them, and took a leap of faith.
Why is Gene quoting fucking? God damn it, dude.
Clerks 2.
Clerks 2, yeah.
Kelly's can be a guy named too.
Hey.
And it is.
Lucifer,
I knew a guy named Kelly.
Lucifer in the film appears as the only face revealed, robed figure, and one smoking in black darkness. His facial appearance, that of an angelic baby-like face, disfigured on his right side like a fall victim. The appearance is representative of Lucifer's fall from grace and descent into the dimension for him, which would be hell. The right side disfigured to demonstrate his aversion to good, and his baby face to represent his former appearance as God's most beautiful angel.
Damn.
And that's why he was Rob Wise on Reacher. The handsome man.
The first wall demon, believed to be the demonic disfigured soul of historical Cain of the Old and New Testament, can be believed to have bitten George's throat as a representation of a brother killing a brother, in the case of George leaving Danny to drown and Cain murdering Abel with a rock, also ironically encapsulating his appearance in hell for his crime.
Well, hot damn.
Let's see. Finally, the girl who pushes Benji down between the 8th and 9th floor resembles the same girl he saw at the club and also saw singing with the cult who looked back at him. But we knew that.
Yes. Yeah, I would say that was a kind of an obvious one, but
Yeah.
she liked him.
I like
All righty. Thank you for that, Chad Daddy. That was
My pleasure.
Yes,
boy, a
thank you very much
plethora
for
of
all
knowledge.
of that. Loved all of that.
have a plethora?
A plethora. Serious.
Le plethora.
Penelope. Was it?
Penelope.
Penelope.
Ooh, peanut.
Juan Castillo.
I need to watch that movie again, dude.
I got to watch the director's cut since I finally have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh wait,
Club
what
Dread,
movie
Bobby.
is this? Why am I
Dread.
having-
Penelope. All right. All righty. What format did we watch this on, boys?
Blu-ray.
On demand.
Physical.
Yes, sir. Fiscal.
Chad Daddy.
I sailed the seven seas, me hearty.
Arg, I did too. We want the yellow. All right. Anyways, does the cover art sell the movie? Would you rent this as a child? Honestly, yes. Dude,
I think so,
liked
yeah.
it,
Dude,
Yeah,
it's plain.
definitely.
Like, it's so simple.
but it's
But
cool.
the skulls,
Yeah, they
like
look
the way
badass.
it's aligned, I totally would have gotten this as a kid.
Honestly,
Definitely.
I remember the first time seeing that.
Yeah,
I thought it
100%.
was an album cover. I thought it was a new.
It
I
could-
thought it was a new
definitely could
band
be.
coming out, some like new emo band. I was like, all right, I'm down. Way off, but I don't know. I think it was around the same time I heard about like scary kids scaring kids, so it was kind of like, no, that was fun. Anyways, that takes us to douche of the film. I kind of got to agree with
I'm
Brody, man. I feel like it's our main girl.
Yeah, I'm going with Scarlet.
Kind of drags all them people down there,
So
dude.
she does drag them down there,
To
but
it-
they go willingly because they want the treasure. You cannot fault her for
Not
that.
all of them.
Well, except for fucking George. George is the
Okay.
only one that she guilted in there, and he didn't die. At least he overcame his bullshit.
He almost
Listen,
died.
she guilted him in there.
She did.
Yet still, you being a douche. Whether it's a big
I
level
don't
or a
even-
small level.
I'm going Papillon
I'm with
because
Scoops.
I mean, for one,
No, but
who
no,
the
he
fuck
was
tags
saying
your
we shouldn't
fucking
even be
name?
here.
Calm the fuck down there, buddy. Like, he's already a tagger. That already puts him on douche level. Like,
I agree.
you know what I mean? Like, he's hanging out in this fucking club in the VIP section. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hey,
Sexual.
listen. Hey, we never talked about who was the dude that randomly showed up, the demon that just showed up to tell him about that.
That was the guy.
that
in the
the
car.
guy who killed? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering about.
That was in my notes. I skipped over that.
Okay,
Hey,
No,
listen.
you said it.
he
did he?
Did I?
Yeah,
must
you
have missed
said it. You said it. That the guy that sent him
Okay.
that appeared in the tunnel was who Papillon killed.
just remember who said to him, "I need you to take me into the tunnel."
Yes, Bob. But if somebody comes to you for a job and is like, "Hey, there's all this treasure. You can have it. I only want one thing. Do you want to come with me?" And you say yes, and then you die. Whose fault is that?
That's twofold. That's a twofold.
I still
thing.
say she still brought in her one friend for that reason. I mean, I'm not going to say that
yes,
you guys
she
don't
did-
also
she
have
did
an equal
guilt.
douche.
She did guilt George in.
Yeah, she was
But
like,
he was gonna go regardless. He didn't want her to go by herself. That's why he went as far as he did.
it's just because he was
She
hooked
was
to it. dude.
Power.
I was gonna say,
above
yeah.
Yeah.
her.
That's-
She wasn't
he
by
was-
herself. She was with three
So,
other dudes. She would have been fine.
And even more reason for him to want to go.
I mean, she does speak 5 different languages, so just say she's
2 of them
probably-
are dead though.
and Krav Maga, so you don't know what she's pulling in that fucking room,
Exactly.
dude. Like, so you never know.
I will not accept it, Brody. I will
well,
not.
I'm sticking with her.
I'm
so
I'm with Brody on that one, but that's fine.
She was hot enough. She gets a pass.
We can-
No.
She's a hot librarian. She gets passed.
I mean, she was, but Nonetheless.
Anyway,
favorite kill.
The car.
Yeah, dude, I might have to
Papillon.
go with that was badass.
I love the car, but I love the suddenness of Benji. I love that it's just like, hey, how that bam? Oh shit! Like, oh, that's got to be a follow.
I mean, I feel like for shock value, sudden actually was more the face smash for me against the
Yeah,
stairs.
because the face smash
yeah, that's true.
was fucking brutal.
It was.
You're just like, fuck, dude, curb stomp. No.
I
yeah.
still like Papillon's death.
Yeah, no, that because that was still like the most like
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
magical
Papillon.
death.
Papillon.
So it's just like, fuck yeah, dude.
It was somewhat supernatural.
So
God damn
All
it.
right. Fuck it. All right, that takes us to best scene.
You know,
Best
I'm
scene.
going best scene because it's the one that caused me the most anxiety, and that is when Benji is stuck.
That scene stressed me the fuck out, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why for me it was the best scene, because it was like, oh my God. And then her not shutting the fuck up, it's the one that like gave me the most emotion out of the entire movie.
I think I agree.
Kaylee, I was
Hey,
just
Kaylee.
talking about you in our private chat, Kaylee.
What's up, Kaylee?
Weird.
That sounds terrible.
Now, we were talking about Flatliners, and John was like, I don't remember reviewing Flatliners.
Yeah,
and so
I
I
just
went to
didn't.
YouTube and I looked, and I was like, Kaylee was on that episode with us.
And I was
I'm
not.
gonna have to.
Chad
I'm gonna have to
Letty
go
was
back and rewatch that episode, dude. Like, it'll probably just reinvigorate. But
She
Yeah.
didn't have the power the whole time, Brody.
it was inside of her the whole time. That
No, it
the
was
message.
not. No,
It was just listen. It was exactly like Kung Fu Panda. He opened up the dragon skull,
Oh
the
God,
scroll,
no.
and saw his freaking reflection. Was like, I am the dragon warrior, and that's what she did.
She had the
went
glow the
fucking-
whole time. You had the
That's
glow the
right.
whole time, Bruce Leroy.
Oh my
Exactly,
God.
dude.
My favorite scene or best scene. God.
You were not forgotten. The
Honestly,
movie
it's
was
cu- it's-
forgotten.
it's-
I don't remember watching that movie.
Yeah, John doesn't remember the movie at all.
That's yeah. You know something? I'm actually going with, since it was the favorite kill, I'm actually going to go with
Yeah, that's cool.
Papillon's
Okay.
death scene
Fair enough.
because it's the most outstanding one, and it's like, oh God. Because also, I mean, obviously Benji's like trapped. I'm like, oh, I hate that. But imagine there's a force pulling you, and you can't get away from it.
And then you just feel
That's
your
even
friends
worse
tickling your
sometimes.
feet
Like,
afterwards.
That sounds like fucking
knew it would
hell,
be you
dude,
down
honest
there,
to
though.
God, to me.
Literal.
100%. I'm gonna have to say the whole scene where she's actually backtracking when she figures out the stone, because I don't know what it is. I'm always a sucker
good
for a
scene,
camera
too.
smack in a first-person movie,
Dude, and was that Kane who she smacked?
Yes.
possibly.
Oh, she fucking
I think
smacked him with the
so.
camera? Fuck
Yeah. So, and I mean, like, dude, we've got a lot of good like camera smacks or even camera deaths in movies, dude, which I'm almost a fan of. So I'm gonna have to go with that one. That takes us to, because that was everybody, right? I think that's the last one.
Yep.
Worst moment we're seeing.
I don't have one, man. I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end. I know Brody says otherwise, but I was never bored. There was never a time where I'm like, oh my God, hurry up and get to the fucking point. And there wasn't a scene where I was like, oh, that's fucking stupid.
I might have. I would probably have to agree, dude. I feel like everything kind of fits with this movie where nothing felt like it was unnecessary.
Fucking Brody.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't really pick one either.
So with Brody's,
Yeah, I don't
Brody's
have
little
one. It enjoyed it every way.
comment down there. We were playing Phasmophobia, and he let one rip, right? And he was like, oh, that was a bad one. Oh, it's so bad, blah, blah. And I'm like, KFC farts. At that exact same moment, his old man was standing in the doorway with a sign that was asking him KFC for tea. And so he was like, oh, it's weird that you said that. I was like, I have ESPN.
Right. 8. ESPN 8. The Ocho. Ooh, we got another Diaz in here. What's up, Anthony? How you
Anthony,
doing?
what's up, buddy?
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, Anthony? Hey,
She
Kaylee,
said, she
what's
said she
going
was
on,
summoning him
guys?
because he likes this movie too.
I mean,
Gene,
It's
this
not,
movie
man.
is
I
not
gotta
trash.
disagree with
I'm
the
sorry.
Gene.
Just-
I enjoyed it, man.
You just don't like found footage films.
See, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know, sometimes, yeah,
But it's
everybody
not
got a
trash.
shtick. That takes us to opening scene, which we already have mentioned, but didn't
Yeah.
hook you in.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
the whole
Oh,
Indiana
yeah.
Jones scene. Yeah.
Absolutely.
With a little bit of horror.
Literally.
A little bit of horror squeezed
little
in right at the end. Give you a what the fuck did I just
Yeah.
see?
I'm not going to lie. I would love to explore those tunnels
Are you
too.
talking about Scarlet?
Wonder
I
what
was gonna
those
say,
are.
are we doing dirty? We talking dirty here, or like you just
It
want to
did
actually
seem
go
like
to
that, didn't it?
Iran?
No, I'm talking about the tunnels, the actual Iran
if I wanna
tunnels.
go to
That's what I
Iran,
was
dude.
talking
Like,
about.
I wanna go
No,
to
you
Iran.
don't want to go there. You
I
don't
wanna go
want to
there.
go there.
Well, I don't want to go there now, but you know what I mean.
Oh, Kaylee also hates found footage. Okay, fair enough. Hey, like I said, not for everybody.
See, someone who hates it.
But you know what,
this
Kaylee?
is
Like
the
we said at the beginning, way before you jumped in, yes, this is technically a found footage film, but it's more like a first player video game.
Yeah, it's definitely, it does not feel, it just doesn't have the same, like, I don't know, weight like found footage.
So like when I think found footage, I think like Blair Witch, how
Yeah.
or even Grave Encounters, how when they say, oh, this is the tapes that we found, blah blah blah.
Is Grave
We put the
Encounters
tapes
found
together.
footage, or is that more a mockumentary?
Well, both.
Yeah, it probably is both.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
That's on our list, I think, coming up.
Did
think
we do?
so.
We did.
I
did
think
we
it's
do
on
that
the
movie?
list.
on there.
No, yes.
It's on the list because I remember Chad's never seen it, and I was just like, well.
Let me look. I got the schedule right here.
No, you're fine. So we all like the opening. Most attractive character, I feel we're also
Scarlett.
on the same boat.
Yeah,
Scarlett.
come on.
And you know what? And for the ladies,
I'll
I'm going to
give it
give
to her, even
George.
though she was
George, of
He's a
course.
handsome dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a handsome
Go with
dude.
that.
George's
Right?
a good looking guy. He's a good looking guy.
He scored what's her name in fucking
is.
09. So, it's like,
Mhm.
guess I'll go. Fucking
He
A.
did.
That takes us to. Now, this was an interesting one because usually in found footage, you don't have a score, right? And you necessarily didn't, but you kind of did with this one just because you had the choir, you had different like horns and sound. So I don't know if it's necessarily score or if that's more like, what would you say?
Sound effect.
Or sound
No,
design.
what's the movie? What's the I'm brain farting on the word here. Was it diegetic sounds, where it's actually more like it's not just a score that's put over it, but it's like part of the movie in itself.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say on a week week way, if we want to count that, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
Well,
Then I
no,
would
because
say
like
a
the choir,
soft
I feel
yes,
makes
kinda.
it creepy, right? Like so that fucking hits.
Yeah,
When you
right,
get
it
that
does.
weird like, I figured that was like the trumpet sounding.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were
That was the
talking
trumpet
about.
summoning the dead.
Right, and then there's some
Yeah.
other shit you get there too. So, best song, I don't know, choir song.
Choir.
I don't know what they were singing, but
The song that was playing in the
Just
night
choir.
the club,
Yeah.
bro, that threw me off because like I must have looked away from the screen for a second, and I was wearing headphones while I was watching it, right, and all of a sudden it was just super fucking loud. I was like, what the fuck? Dude, it was a wicked transition. All right, that takes us to Leslie is found footage.
Oh, yeah,
Leslie.
Leslie Vernon. Yeah,
What's Leslie?
ambience, Kaylee. Yes, ambience.
Leslie Vernon?
Yeah, of course.
That's mockumentary slash.
That's a mockumentary
that's
found
a
footage
mixture,
type
yeah.
movie too. And you can't gauge the two against each other because
Yeah.
they're completely different
but
movies.
that goes from mockumentary to full produced
Actual-
movie
yeah.
though. So
Right.
Film.
Yeah,
that's
so
like in its own fucking
Yeah.
category, dude. You can't even.
yeah, so it's not really.
Yeah.
Now,
I
now
did
what
watch
would
it.
say is-
Eventually you
Just
did.
want to reiterate
what
that
I would
one more
say
time.
is, if you want to argue the
Still
fact,
did.
I would put that in the meta class section of horror, where it's like,
Yes.
okay, we gotta be meta, and it works.
And it's very meta. I mean,
It's
that
better.
Leslie Vernon is very meta.
Oh,
In terms of like
110%
meta,
meta.
like what I would like, I'd rather watch that over Scream. But
Oh,
they
yeah.
have their own fucking shticks. So that takes us to favorite character.
George.
I did like George. He was, especially with
Don't
the
ever
whole
think
clock.
about it.
Yeah, with the clock thing,
George-
dude.
George
And-
and Benji
and
were both
Benji.
relatable.
I like. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Benji, I felt really bad for like that scene that Scoobs talked about earlier, man. That was just fuck.
Look, man, I call her a cunt all you want. I like Scarlett. She speaks 5 languages.
That's fine.
She's a fucking Tomb Raider, man.
Be like,
I want to be in Diana Jones.
Oh,
be like, Scoobs is the only one that can be like, I
Damn.
can speak 2 languages. I'd be like,
I know a little bit of sign language.
oh, okay. 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
Was it scary?
I jumped.
I
I'm
jumped a couple
saying
times.
yes.
I'm gonna say yes. Forget even jump. You're in a place where there's no sun. You don't know if you're gonna get out. It's fucking creepy. It's dark. There could be cults down there. If you really were there, there is a cult. Yeah, okay.
The claustrophobic aspect
Not even,
alone makes it
not
scary.
even, I was going to say
True.
that, but it just, the emotional shit that hits, dude. Like, once again, I gotta go back to that scene with fucking Veggie, dude. Just them screaming at each other. Everybody's been in that situation. That never fucking helps anything, dude. Because now you can't think straight.
No.
You can't like. Just,
Ooh.
woo, I saw some
Ooh, some smooth action,
Ooh,
baby. Oh
hey,
man.
hey,
Oh yeah,
all
you guys will see why.
Chad Daddy is like the ghost that killed him. We asked it if it liked hunky boys, and it went straight for Chad Daddy and killed him.
No,
It did.
what was even funnier was the Paul Walker ghost.
Oh my God.
He's coming back in
Fucking Paul
Fast X 2,
I guess you
man.
didn't like your Paul Walker
we had
impersonation.
sidebar again, like we always do. We had a ghost named Paul Walker. Chad Daddy made a fucking joke.
We did.
This wasn't the same ghost. This was later on.
Different ghost. Chad Daddy makes a joke about the Paul Walker ghost, whatever, and the ghost fucking killed him like instantly.
I made a joke.
Yep,
I said
instantly.
I got killed by the Paul Walker ghost. I must have been the passenger in the car.
Hey,
It immediately hunted and killed me.
the game's like, you don't fuck with family.
That's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah. That was Vin Diesel. That was Vin Diesel coming to
You
get
don't
your
fuck with
ass.
family, you know better. Oh man. But yeah, going back to was it scary? Yeah, man. Like Scoop said, with the claustrophobia alone, dude. Like, it's not scary, but it definitely puts you in a place where you're just like completely uneasy. And you're just like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
does it hold up today? Well, it's
Yeah.
not that fucking old. So
Yeah,
yes.
it does.
It's only 11 years old.
And acting, 100%, dude. It was solid.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Everybody
really
sold
solid.
it.
Solid.
No
They were
ham, no
good, very
cheese.
good.
Cinematography. Now, it is found footage. However, it's a clean found footage. It's more digital based for sure, right? Like, we're not doing VHS tapes and shit like that. So we don't have to have like distortion just to like look cool.
Yeah, just to look cool.
Dumb
No.
shit like
But
that.
I think it was filmed very, very good.
Well,
Yeah.
And knowing that the actors filmed
Yeah.
the movie,
and the
even
way,
better.
just the movie, the concept of the movie itself, right? Like, you almost need to film it a little bit different than your normal found footage because you are doing exploratory stuff. So now you really are not saying that you can't find like mythos and lore in other movies like this. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know. I feel like our setups and like what we see for locations and everything are different.
Yeah.
Well,
There's so much
Yeah,
like real
definitely.
world aspect to it and lore and stuff that they actually brought to the forefront. And so being able to do that, just it worked way better than I think than what if they would have filmed it traditionally.
fair enough.
I mean, hey, you could safely say this was
Mhm.
shot
True.
on
That is
location.
that is
as we
pretty
all know.
impressive.
And that doesn't happen.
Did we like the premise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
One that I wouldn't mind more movies actually like maybe tackling. Like actually entering hell and shit. That'd be, I don't know. Kind of interesting. And climax, what is it satisfying? Where do we want to say?
I
what
would
the
just
climax was?
the climax is them escaping hell. That's the only,
And I thought
Then yes.
the climax is supposed to be like the highest peak. So I feel like the climax is her running back.
Her when like she figures out the
Yep.
stone situation.
I feel like that's the climax.
I really enjoyed that too. You're
I
right,
would
because
agree.
usually you got to hit that climax and then you got to have that come down
Mm-hmm.
to your conclusion.
Yeah, you
See,
got
I
to
still
have
think
that
the
cuddle
leap of faith
session
at the
after.
end
You know,
was
it's like,
there was the climax.
You think it's the escape, the full escape?
I would think that's my.
I mean,
I
I'm
would.
not gonna
I mean,
say
either
that
way,
was-
I'd be satisfied with it either way.
you had my full attention that whole time, anyways. So, yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I was happy. Not saying that I couldn't be like, ooh, they all got fucked in hell by the end. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be opposed to that, but it is nice sometimes to have a decent ending of actually having some survivors and shit. So that takes us to recycle, rewind, remake, reboot, reshelf.
Rewind. Like
I'm gonna rewind
100%.
it
I'm rewinded
and reshelf.
and reshelving. Happily reshelving.
Yes.
Not like Bobby Pigs.
Oh,
I'm just kidding, Bob. I'm just kidding. I like Terminator.
I'm gonna sabotage you big time next year.
That's all right. You
Swear to
sabotage
God.
me, bitch. You bring it because you're getting mine.
Scoops
That's
could pat
okay.
himself on
Fine.
the back for a good pick. He's like, "Ah, thank you."
I'll get you something worse than Twilight.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's rate this motherfucker. Brody started us off with a 2.9. Bob.
That's just way too fucking low. I'm gonna go with a 4.3.
Wow. All right. 4.3.
I know it's my movie, and I feel like I'm not gonna be biased with it because I do want to give it a higher score, but I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay. Chad Daddy.
I'm with Scoobs. It's a solid 4.
4. And
Fuck you, Gene.
I don't know if I want to give it a 4. Like, I really did like it. I didn't love it. I'm going to give it 3.7, which shall equal us to 2.3. Wait, that can't be right.
No.
That
Hold
doesn't
on.
it? No.
That can't be fucking right. My maths are all fucked up. 2.9 from Brody. Bob, would you give me a 4.3?
Yeah.
Scubas, you were a 4. Chad Eddie, you were a 4. 7 for me. There we go. That looks a little better. 3.8
That's fair.
for 2014's As Above, So Below.
Very nice.
Again, thank you, Scoobs, for this pick.
Sure.
It was a new one on the table, and gladly watch it down the road again. That being said, Chad Daddy, what are we covering next week, brother?
Next week is a Brody pick. We're
Brody
watching
pick.
Martyrs.
I've never seen this one.
I've never seen it,
Oh,
but I
it's
did buy it.
It's
I've never seen it either.
Sick, good movie. Oh yeah. I haven't watched it. It's
2008
been
film?
3, maybe 4 years or so since I've last watched it. Yeah.
It looks like it is free on Fandango at home right now. That's a random one we have never really mentioned, but all right.
No, I have
And
the
then
DVD myself.
YouTube premium subscription and all that other shit. So,
Make
yeah.
sure it's the not the American version. There are 2 versions. You want the
What year?
hold on.
What
hold
year
on.
did he pick?
I
Yeah,
can-
but you don't know which one he picked though.
That's
well,
true.
if he picked the American version, he would already be like,
I don't think he picked the American. I
He
don't
definitely
think
did
he
not
picked
pick the American version.
Well, I just typed in Martyrs movie, and the only one that pops up is 2008. So what are we?
That's what
talking
you
here?
want.
I
You want
think that's
2008.
the original.
2008 is the movie you want. There is a 2015 one.
Oh, is it a remake?
Yeah, it's the Americanized version.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Martyrs. Hey, it's another French person movie. All right, let's go.
Oui, oui, one credit.
Is there anything nerdy you boys want to discuss? I know there's
I
one
have
thing
some
I
stuff.
got, but
Go ahead.
it might be actually one thing that Scoobs has too. Xbox boys are joining the fucking fight.
Fucking get ready to get fucking Liberty, baby. Let's fucking go.
Fight, dude. Helldivers is finally announced for Xbox. I think it's the first PlayStation crossover game for them, which is fucking awesome. I will happily be buying it again. Even though I have it on Steam and I can easily play it, I'm on my Xbox way fucking more. So
My buddy Mikey, who plays religiously on Xbox, sent me that video.
Okay, Brody
that was
confirmed
like,
it is the original French one.
cool.
okay.
Sent me that video where it's like when Xbox finally gets Helldivers, and it's like this fucking classic rock song playing, and you see Halo players, Gears of War players, Call of Duty players, like fucking all coming in, fucking
It's
getting
like-
ready for war. I'm
it's
like,
like
let's
that-
go.
It's like that South Park episode, dude, where everybody was in like what was it? Were they in Islam or something? Where they all of a sudden were watching the Van Halen concert.
Yeah.
It brought everybody together. It was just like, woo!
But you know what? I will say, and I haven't played the game in a while. I
In a
played it maybe a month or two ago. I think it's bullshit that they're coming in after all the bullshit we just went through with the Illuminate.
Yeah.
There better be There better be some big fucking chaos going on. Give him a little bit of time to warm up. Give him a little bit of time to play.
I'm just saying, with this on the line, anybody that's played ODST already knows the insane similarities between the game and the fact that the Halo franchise is coming to PlayStation now. I'm saying give us a fucking ODST Helldivers crossover at some point. Dude.
Maybe they fucking will.
I'm hoping they don't. Not right away, right? Let the first initial hit do its thing. And then when numbers dwindle a little bit down the road another year, bring that shit fucking out, dude.
Yeah.
Bring everybody back. Like, but yeah, that was the only big, like, fucking, like, woo, I've been ready for. And Brody is also a fucking cock liar because I've been desperately searching to see if there's an MK trailer drop, and there has not.
He said he was lying.
I know, but I'm still checking.
Okay. So, guys.
What if he's lying about lying? I don't fucking know.
So Steph found something at Walmart, showed it to me, and I'm like, get it. Fucking need that.
Another PP?
No.
Oh.
So, what do you have back there, John? Sacco?
Balls?
Yeah. Let me present to you its counterpart. This is now what we will all be competing for. Da 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 da.
The GOAT! Oh shit!
So wait, that's our Shiva Kamini.
That's our Shiva. That's our Shiva.
All right, so we got Shiva Blast, right?
No, that's our Monica Kina. That's our Kina.
Ooh, the Kina.
The Kina.
Kina.
So this is the coveted trophy, the GOAT.
Sweet.
Oh man!
So who has the GOAT this year?
Nobody yet. It's up for grabs.
But did
but I got the Sacco from last.
Wait, I think I had it because of I had like the Godzilla and stuff. I remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know I was lowest. That's why I have this fucking ball Sacco. So forever unclean.
Shipped right to you, buddy.
That's right. Joe knows.
So
sweet.
Baby Jeffrey, forever unclean.
This is solid too. This is nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And I have nothing in horror, at least nothing that's huge right now.
I had one other, and I got so excited about Helldivers, I fucking forgot.
Helldivers is fucking badass. Superman this week, baby.
Superman
there
tomorrow.
you go,
Superman tomorrow. Super
Yo,
excited for that.
Scoobs might. Dude, I'm saying, man, I feel like they might drop that MK trailer with
Dude,
Superman.
if they do,
it's Warner Brothers. Why not?
I would be surprised.
I'll be like this just for you, John.
I mean, would it be? It's not gonna be obviously the Red Band trailer, but I don't. At the same time, maybe not because that's a rated R trailer for a PG-13 movie. I don't fucking know it.
Come on, they do that all the time.
They don't put Red Band trailers in front of PG-13.
Not Red Band, but even like, would they still do a Green Band R trailer?
Yeah,
in front of a PG-13. Okay, so it's possible.
I think you're gonna get that at San Diego. That's when you're gonna get it.
Yeah, it'll probably be San Diego Comic-Con, more than likely.
I gotta wait till the end of the fucking month. It's bullshit.
Don't worry, you're already halfway.
Yeah, because when does it come out? In September?
Know it.
October.
Dude, wow.
That's what I'm saying, man. We're already in spooky
right around
season.
The corner.
We're already in spooky season, technically.
Pretty much.
Nobody gives a fuck about Labor Day. Fuck that shit, dude. Like, we're fucking. But no. Let's see. Was there anything else nerdy?
I swear I had one more thing and I cannot remember.
New trailer for the new Hell House movie dropped that actually.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Not found footage, and it's coming to theaters.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Very I believe it's called Hell House Lineage. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. First one that's not found footage, and it is in theaters, which I was like, you know what? Good for them that they made it this far.
That's kind of a risky take, though.
It's a very risky take.
You're right.
The last one wasn't bad, but it felt a little flat. So I wonder if that's why they went in this direction with it.
If you don't make a change, if like you just said, if the last one fell a little flat, I liked it, but if it fell flat for them, it's either A, we take the risk and do this, or B, we keep doing the same thing and we keep killing it.
It was good, but the problem was for me, it was almost too clean in comparison to the first three originals, or the first three, I should say. But it's also filmed on better tech and shit like that too. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those like stupid me problems of it. But let's see what else was there to drop. I feel like there was another horror trailer that just dropped that I saw too. Hell yeah, Chris! I love the
Oh,
Hell House
I know.
series, man. I think it's
Yeah.
Oh, so do I. I got all the four from
Shutter.
I've
what
still
is
only
it,
seen the first
Umbrella.
one.
No, Umbrella.
But the first one is 100% solid. Second one, it's not as good, but
That's like
because the lore is still there, you're kind of like, okay, I'm still on this. And the third one's kind of the same. Like, you're so wrapped up at that point. You're like, I just need to see how this fucking shit ends, dude. Like, where are we going?
Yeah,
with it?
maybe I'll pull that up and watch that tomorrow.
I love the first, like the second, then love the third, like the fourth.
Let's see. Other than that, I think that's all I got for nerd shit, dude. I am tapped out right now.
Yeah,
I got
I don't have anything.
Oh, Tony Hawk 3 and 4 drops this week too. Woo! So that is my super. I am fucking ready for that shit. All right, so Martyrs next week. Brody Kane pick. I've never seen it. I'm excited. Is it gonna be scary? We'll see. Psychological horror film. So
This could be a hit or miss. I know I like.
As soon as I said that, I was just like, well, we'll
Hmm.
see. This could go either way, depending on how the wind sails. Well, Bob, if you want to start us off, brother.
This is your killing machine, your Long Don Silver, your Italian sausage, Bobby Amone saying, we will see you next week for Martyrs. Have a good fucking week. We will see you then, motherfucker.
This is your host with the ghost, the Prince of the Paranormal, Lord Scuba Cabra, your Mexican chorizo.
Ooh.
Saying see you next week, baby.
Very nice. This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder Chattahoochee, saying join us next week for Martyrs. I have no idea what I'm getting into here, so let's rock.
Same. And I am not so mean, Fluff Best Stream, Big Johnny D saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us for another fantastic episode. As you know, you can find us YouTube, Facebook, and for audio wise, Apple, Podbean, Spotify, and a bunch of others. So if you find us, like us, share us, definitely helps us out. And oh yeah, stay fresh, cheese bags.
The devil's penis.
Hairy penis.